Having some kind of technical problems early on in this process, so hopefully you can see me and hear me now okay. Yeah, so tonight's going to be a fun night. As some of you know, if you've been paying attention, I recently bought a house. I'm going to change the video a little bit. I'm still a little too bright. Anyway, recently bought a house with my partner Yolanda. It's very exciting. She and I are putting in the time, effort, and money right now to get the house into livable condition. I hope that will happen soon. Tomorrow, in fact, we're going to be doing what I guess I would consider some surprise maintenance. We have a HVAC system that, despite two plumbers or two HVAC people and a inspector looking at it, was on the fritz. So what are you gonna do? But beyond that, we've also found some mold in the kitchen, so not ideal. We will figure something out with those. Tomorrow we're gonna try to get the final answer and the final price on getting all those repaired, and yeah, hopefully we'll go from there. Hopefully it won't be too expensive or egregious, but we'll get there. Trying to stay positive. So tonight is a celebration. It's the positive side. I'm reminding myself that, hey, we just bought a freaking house, something I did not see myself doing in the near future. Gotta love those intergenerational wealth transfers. That's the only way I was able to do it. Rest in peace to my grandmother. But tonight, we're celebrating the new house. There's going to be a very, very cool new Drink Pro studio here in the near future. We're going to have a bigger space for more whiskey to be sitting on shelves. Hopefully have more guests guest star and come on to the program. We'll have a better quality camera for the videos. The live streams will probably still be on this camera, but the regular videos will have a much higher quality camera. They'll have higher quality lav mics, be able to mic up guests. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be a really cool thing. But, you know, there's a lot of work ahead, which I will be documenting vigorously on my Patreon. But also, I wanted to mention this. Tonight, we're going to be giving away some whiskey. I have a couple of bottles here. I won't show them what they are. We'll show you what they are quite yet. But for every $5 donation to my Venmo, you're going to be entered into a chance to win one of these bottles. And there's going to be sort of a tiering process. So if I get, you know, more than $75 donations, I will bring out the second bottle. And if I get more than $150 in donations, we'll bring the third bottle into play. So I'm just kind of pulling those numbers out of my ass, but there's some cool stuff here. I got 3 fun bottles. Nick says congrats. Thank you very much, Nick. I'll show you those bottles in a minute. I want to get drinking first because that's why we come here, right? Is to share whiskey together. So, first bottle kill of the night. Oh, and by the way, the reason I'm killing all these bottles is I don't want to have to move stuff. I found some bottles that were relatively low. I've been slowly nipping away at them, but I've been saving the bottle kill for this stream. So, we're going to be killing at least 4 or 5 bottles, maybe more. We'll see how it goes. But let's break open. This is the last of my Remus Repeal Reserve, number 4. What's up, Bourbon Baller? Thank you, sir. The Repeal Reserve, honestly, I don't usually love MGP, but this one just hit right for me. It just hit the notes that I wanted it to hit. That one's gone. It just hit all the right notes for me. And this is also a pour that, for me, you know, the more I kept sipping on it, I feel like it just kept getting better and better. And you know, it never deteriorated. It was good when I opened it. It wasn't bad to start, and then just kept growing on me. So I feel like this is a really solid pour. And you know, a lot of the MGP bourbon smells all right, but this, I love the smell of this. Bourbon Baller just got 7 bottles of the Remus Repeal Reserve 5. Yeah, I've been looking for that. I'm hoping to get myself a bottle of that when it comes out. Down here, around here. It might be out somewhere, or they might be holding all those bottles back, but yeah, I mean, this is just a beautiful whiskey. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cough today. I'm not really sure why. I'm hoping it's not an illness of some kind. Nick's got his $5 in. He's got an entry into the raffle. I'll go ahead and show you the first bottle here. I gotta decide what the first bottle's gonna be because I got a couple sitting over here. You know what? This will be the first bottle. First bottle that's gonna be in the raffle. This one. This is a Knob Creek. This is a Crown Liquors pick. It's not focusing very well because of course it isn't. There you go. 15 years old or damn near it. 14 years and 7 months old. So 14 years and 7 months old. Knob Creek pick. They don't make them like this anymore. They've moved back to the 9-year. But for a short period of time, they're doing a lot of fun 15-year picks, and this is one of them. So, yeah, you're going to have a chance to win based on how many entries we get. Your odds might be quite good for this this Knob Creek bottle. Hopefully more people join the stream. Right now, I only got 2. So, Nick, your odds are very good right now. But if that happens, that means you're going to get a $5 bottle for next to nothing. That's how it goes, though, man. That's the risk. Bourbon Boy says he got it and watched it at the store. Yeah, that's what I figured is. That's a good deal. But yeah, this Remus Repeal Reserve, it's a really solid whiskey. Yeah, Batch 5, like Bourbon Baller was saying, Batch 5 just dropped. I haven't had a chance to try it, but I'm really looking forward to trying it. I always kind of turn my nose up at a lot of the Remus stuff. I've had a couple of store picks of a standard Remus single barrels that I really liked, but MGP is never usually my jam, but some of this Remus Repeal Reserve is pretty solid. I was honestly kind of underwhelmed by the Volstead Reserve, which was their ultra rare, ultra premium $150 bottle, $200 bottle, whatever it was. I got to try it. It was all right. It was good, but it wasn't $200 good, you know? And I think few things are. So that's how it goes. Excuse me. Man, I got the coughs today. I wish I might have to find a way to change that ticker. So people know that we're doing this giveaway. I wonder if I can just get the bottle in frame. Where can I just sit this? I don't want to just hold this the whole damn time. Maybe if I move my frame back a little bit. I mean, I can just lean. You can win this. You can win it. Just sit it on my shoulder. Oh, it's going to fall. Yeah. Nick says he's never tried any Remus yet. The Remus stuff, you got to find, I mean, if you know you like a store picks, find their Remus pick, and I bet it'll be good. That's where I would start. Or if you can find the most recent Repeal Reserve, I would start there. I think it's usually between $80 and $100, depending on the location, depending on taxes, what have you. That's what I've seen it, the last one for, so I would assume it's going to be similar. At least around here. Prices are also very regional. Oh, yeah. That's a tasty one. And went down the wrong pipe, though. Ooh. Ooh, when things go down the wrong pipe, give me trouble. Whew, where's my water at? Here it is. Maybe contrary to popular opinion, you cannot breathe whiskey. It doesn't work. You can't breathe it. It's not a breathable air substance, whatever. Oh, man. Yeah, usually I stand up for these streams. Today I kind of felt like sitting down. No real reason why. Just wanted to. just wanted to be able to sit back and relax a little bit. Celebrate the growth. Trying to push, trying to grow. Still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We'll see if I can get there. One of my buddies on Instagram, Bourbon of the Week, he is about to blow past me, but he's a lot more active in the other chats and the other streams, so no surprise there. Congrats to him. He's a nice guy. He does cool stuff, so I always respect it when people are out there pushing, trying to make good content. I mean, for me on the nose, this is just a lovely cinnamon. The cinnamon comes in more and more the more I smell it. It started off very sweet, almost fruity. Now it's getting very cinnamon and rich. But that's one of the things I like about this pour is this Remus Repeal 4. It evolves. One of the things, this is kind of an aside, but one of the things I'll definitely be able to do in the future when I get my studio set up in the new house is just have the bottle sitting on the table. Right now, the way I have this set up, that's not really possible. Although, you know what? Maybe I could make it possible. Let's try something. Let's give it something fun a shot here. I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna try something. Just take this piece of wood, dump all the things off of it, put this bottle right here, grab this keyboard stand, which I've been using for my table. Oh, shit. Uh-oh. God damn it. Well, I knew this was going to happen. I knew there was going to be a problem sometime. Let me turn this keyboard off. Hope I didn't ruin it. Why does this always happen during my streams? I don't understand. I just have the damnedest luck with things spilling everywhere. I just spilled an entire entire glass of water. Thankfully, it's just water, but I do want to get it up because it was a whole freaking glass of water. A big glass. Big boy glass. This glass. Anyway, what I was going to say is I'm going to try to get something fun set up here, but, let's dehydrate the carpet a little bit first. That's good enough for now. We'll deal with the rest of it later. It's just water after all. But I don't love making messes, even though I'm quite good at it. All right. So, now that we got that kind of dealt with, move the microphone. I'll hit the microphone, make real loud noises for you guys. I don't think this is going to work. Okay. Man, this carpet is still soaking wet. This is off to a great start. Guys. With my live streams, you always kind of know they're going to be a little bit of a shit show. But some of them are more of a shit show than others. And this one is really shaping up well, I must say. Oh yeah, there we go. So now I can show you what I'm sipping on. And it's too low, or too high. What if I put it like... Okay, hold on now. By the way, I think a couple people have joined in. We are doing a giveaway today. I am giving away 3 different bottles if we can get high enough donors. What's up, Brian? Cheers, brother. Thanks, Nick. That's the next one to worry about. What's up, Mike? Cheers. This is the first giveaway. It is a 14-year, 7-month-old Crown Liquor Jet Seats Knob Creek store pick. $5 per entry. You can send it to my Venmo, which is scrolling below. You can send it to my PayPal, thedrinkpro@gmail.com. Lots of options for you. Lots of options. Oh, I just realized, I hope you guys can hear me okay, because the mic is way the fuck away from me. But, yeah. There we go. Oh, this might work perfectly, guys. Wait. Hey, look at that shit. Let me move this a little bit. Yeah. Almost. I gotta move myself. I'm gonna be standing in the water, but it'll work. And I care about it working more than I care about standing in the water or not. Just push the towel into the bathroom. There we go. Let me bring my microphone. Oh. You know, try to do some cute, funny ASMR type content. End up bashing the microphone against the table, making it real loud for you guys. I'm just gonna sit that mic right in the water. Microphone is sitting right in the water, so you know it's safe. That's how we do it here at the Drink Pro LLC Enterprises joint venture, whatever the hell I'm doing. Oh, all the cords are all tangled. You know, this is supposed to be a bourbon drinking podcast or live stream. I can't even remember what I'm doing. This is supposed to be a bourbon drinking live stream, celebrating my new home. It has turned into technology chaos. Brian says, doing this in the airplane bathroom? Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Look at that. Look at that. Hey. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Don't worry, I don't. So that's what we're drinking. Yeah, and the microphone's here. I don't have any water, but that's okay. Yolanda will maybe get me water, or maybe she's asleep. This Remus Repeal Reserve, though, this really hits the spot for me. It's just a phenomenal whiskey. I gotta get this junk mail notification. Nick says pure entertainment, though. Oh yeah, watching me struggle has definitely got to be fun. I definitely think people enjoy it and tune in for it. There we go. I noticed a little drop in the bottom. I didn't want to leave it there. No man left behind. Yeah, thankfully I'm just trying to do this in my office and not an airplane bathroom, Brian, but we'll see what happens with the new studio space. I mean, that should be easier to work in, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I will find a way to make it harder to work in. Mike says, closing in on 1,000 subs. Nice. Yes, I am really looking forward to getting that 1,000 mark. I'm going to be doing a giveaway when I get to 1,000. I look forward to it. Brian asked MSRP on the Remus. I think it's 80. But it's been a while. I think it's between 80 and 100. And honestly, it was definitely worth it. I know Bourbon Baller mentioned just getting the batch 5, and I don't know what the MSRP is on batch 5, but batch 4 was so good, I'm seriously considering hunting some more down, which I don't usually do. And I'm definitely going to buy a bottle of batch 5 just to see how it is, which I also don't do very much anymore. A lot of the serial releases I only buy when I can try the last one, or that current one, I mean, buy the one that I'm trying, but I'm just going to buy it outright. So, while I'm thinking about it, for those of you who just joined, giving this bottle away. This is the Crown Liquors Jet Seats, a 14-year, 7-month Knob Creek pick, floor 4, Rick 35, warehouse. I think it's I. It's either a 1 or an I. I don't remember, honestly, how they do their warehouses. I think it's an I. It's a good bottle. It's a good bottle. Bottle you can't get very much anymore. $5 to the Venmo. That gets you entered into the drawing. If I get over $75, I got another bottle I'm going to throw into the mix. And if I get above $150, I will throw a third bottle into the mix. And every entry is an entry to all 3 raffles. But we got to get those numbers up. Brian Toner just bought a Cooper's Craft 100. Have not opened it yet. You know, I have not had the Cooper's Craft 100. I've had something from Cooper's Craft before, and I thought it was all right. But I haven't had the Cooper's Craft 100. Man, it's just unlike most other products I've had from MGP. It's got a lot of citrus. It's very sweet, light caramel, light brown sugar. Really good bottle. I've only had one person enter to win this bottle. I'd really hate to give it away for $5, but I will if Nick remains the only entry. So go to that Venmo at the Drink Pro, and enter for your chance to win. This is serious stuff, guys. These aren't on the shelves most places anymore. The 14.5-year plus Knob Creek picks. A lot of those have went away. All right. Speaking of fun picks, let's move to another pour here that I really like. Now that I've almost killed the Remus, that one was quite low, quite low. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move to this. I'm gonna kill off my Woodford Double Oaked. This is the 2019 bottling, 45.2% alcohol. It's actually a drop in alcohol from the Remus, which is at 100. Just got a wee nip left, so we're gonna kill that off. Try not to break any bottles while I'm in the process. Oh man. Nick's got $10 in. Cheers, brother. Does that mean Nick has yeah, Nick's got 3 entries. Appreciate it, Nick. Your odds are going up by the second, and it'll make it a little less painful if I have to get rid of this bottle for $15. That's basically a free bottle after shipping. Okay. Let's drink some of this Woodford. All right. Woodford. You know what? I can do it this way. So that's the giveaway bottle. This one's a little shorty. Oh, wait a minute. I got a stand. I know what I'm going to do. Got an old Booker's box here. Knew it would come in handy for something. Let's, This is just as janky as it gets, brother. I'm just really leaning into the jankiness of this exercise. Yeah. All right. So it's weird. It feels very backwards, but I think that'll work right there. So this is what I'm drinking. This is the one I'm giving away. This is you and me drinking whiskey together. All right. So Brian says turbulence. Yeah, that'll happen from time to time. I'll bump the mic and it'll make too much noise, or I'll bump the table, or I'll shake the camera. This is a thrown together kind of setup, which will be much nicer and fancier in my new house. Oh, that's fun. I didn't know if I was gonna be able to do that or not. Just wait for that to finish dripping. By the way, these glasses, the B3, it's bourbon, bacon, and blues. These were from a guy named Brad, his 60th birthday party. They hired me in to be the bourbon tasting, I guess I'd say event. Entertainment? Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, I was the bourbon entertainment. And, that was a lot of fun. I hope to do more events like that in the future. I can help people make custom glassware. I can do whatever you need. But, yeah, that was a good time. I should have given nosing notes, but damn, this stuff is just so good. It is big, sweet, black cherry or Bing cherry and oak. Tons of molasses and brown sugar, just and caramel, just unbelievable flavors. It finishes with tons of butterscotch. Just an extraordinary pour. The nose on this, excuse me. Brian asks, how do you use Venmo? Or he calls it Ven Pro. I think it's an app on your phone that you can download, and then you can send money that way. I think Brian might have just figured it out, because I just got $5 from Brian. Cheers, Brian. Appreciate it, brother. You are entered into the raffle. for this bottle. Like I said, when we get above $75, we're bringing in a second bottle. And again, it's probably going to be one of those bottles that you can't get your hands on very easily. You can get it out of my house, so I don't have to carry it to my new house, but you can't get your hands on it very easily. Depends on where you are. I mean, all this is location variant, but 2 of the 3 bottles that are in this are store picks, so those are going to be hard to get your hands on. That's not true. 1 is a store pick, 1 is a limited numbered single barrel release. Man, I should have bought 4 or 5 of these. I didn't know they'd be that good. The double oaked is good. I like it fine. But the double oaked is way better. I don't know why, but it brings out so much more candied sweetness. The sugars really come out. The oak is definitely there. It's super oaky. But the reason that it's worthwhile is the sugar, the sweetness, all these unique flavors. Man, it's something else. It's something else. I'm going to try, and this is a bad idea, and I know it's a bad idea, but I'm still going to try it, to make a slight modification to that text scrolling at the bottom of the screen live on camera. We'll see how this goes. Alright. I gotta make sure I get the PayPal right. What the hell is my PayPal anyway? Because, you know, I want to be able to help people do this multiple different ways. But I think... Oh, my phone just decided to not work, which is an unfortunately common occurrence. Okay, yeah. So it's the same. My Venmo's at the Drink Pro. PayPal is at the Drink. Oh, you guys can see it live on screen. This is fun. Enter to win. See if I can beat the scroll. There you go. Oh, man. And then 5 per entry. And then I need to probably do some spaces between Venmo and there you go. And then we'll do 10 spaces again. Yeah. You know how it goes. It's working out great. I don't like 10 spaces. Anyway, let's talk about this double-double. Let's talk about the nose of the double-double. This, it almost smells like, not chemically, but, it just got so much sweet citrus and caramel that it's kind of hard to wrap your brain around, honestly. There's also this really distinct there's a really distinct sharpness. I want to say it's like ginger and lime. Not notes I would have associated with it. But man, it smells beautiful. It smells absolutely beautiful. Tons of caramel. Oh, that molasses and cinnamon. I could... Excuse me. I could smell that all day. I'm trying to huff it, apparently. Yolanda is texting me from the other room. Do you need a wrench? So far, no one's been an asshole. I'm gonna tell her she can join if she wants. Although she can't join the raffle. That's unfair. It's unfair to have your own skin in the game. This is not going to stay in this house. I do not want to keep these. I am giving them away, aka raffling them off, I suppose. But I'm not keeping them, so they're being given away in some kind of way. But yeah, the double oaked, I want to get more of this. And, you know, like I said, this has 2019 on it. There we go. This has bottling date 2019, so I don't know how much that affects it versus just being the double. Yolanda's in the chat. What's up, Yolanda? But man, that's just a fantastic whiskey. Just a fantastic whiskey. Whew. Somebody needs to let, I saw Bourbon Baller say this before, Trevor and Nate are slacking, so I'm going to let them know that there's a giveaway on tonight's stream, so they can get their asses in. I almost typed giveaway on tonight's ass instead of giveaway on tonight's stream. But yeah, I mean, 14 years, 7-month-old Knob Creek store pick. Those are fun. It's got a little bit of dust on it. I'll clean it off before I give it to you. Man, I am sad to see that bottle go. That is delicious. That is really delicious. Akeem the Dream in there says, "Kit that triple double." What's up, Akeem? You're going to want to win this one, buddy. If you don't have one of these, you should try to win it. Okay. Yeah, that's 2 bottles I've killed in 30 minutes. Danger zone. But, you know, I kind of knew that was going to be the case. I got a lot of bottles here. That's why I brought in water initially, but now it's all over my floor in here. So, got no water. Doesn't matter. We're about to move into some higher proof pours, ladies and gentlemen. Not really sure why, but a lot of the whiskey that I had that was nearing the bottom was higher proof. I think, honestly, part of the reason why is I sort of assumed that the higher proof whiskey would hold up better to being in low bottles. What I found is that that's not really true. It very much depends on the bottling. This is really... Yes, Yolanda, I think other people can see your comments. Somebody confirm that other people can see Yolanda's comments. There you go. Nick can see you. But yeah, this is the Larceny Barrel Proof A120. This is the first release from the Larceny Barrel Proof series. I'm gonna go ahead and kill this bottle as well. This is the first release from the Barrel Proof series of Larceny. It got pretty mixed reviews, some bad reviews, I guess I would say, but I do feel like it's opened up a little bit since being left all alone by its lonesome in the bottle. There was a recent trend of a lot of people, and you'll see another one of these come into the fold here soon, the fold. A lot of these companies weren't doing barrel proof releases before, started doing barrel proof releases, and they weren't very good. It's almost like the companies knew they shouldn't be doing barrel proof releases. How about that? It's almost like we should trust these companies. No, you shouldn't trust the companies. But when they say, hey, we're not going to make this whiskey for this reason, it's probably a good reason. They've probably considered it. Especially right now in the time era of everybody's scrambling to do special releases. You know, the Old Forester 117 series, the Warehouse K, I think, just released. I've already seen it up on secondary markets for, 3 or 4 times markup. That's disappointing, but it's going to happen. Maker's Mark is doing their special series. I don't remember much about that. I know I was talking with Trevor about those releases, and he seemed excited, but I'm less excited, to be honest, just because I don't really know what they're gonna be like. Nick says, I feel like a lot of Larceny Barrel Proof has had mixed reviews. I still haven't tried it yet. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. By the way, guys, the $5 raffle that you see at the bottom of the screen, it actually will tier up in increments. So this bottle is what you're competing for, up to $75. Once we get above $75, we're going to add, I'll go ahead and put it up there now, going to add a smoke wagon. So once I get $75, then there will be 2 bottles being raffled off. But for now, I'm still below 75, so we are sticking with what you see. Ironically, I probably put the most valuable bottle up there first, in terms of secondary market. I think all these bottles are valuable, but... So this Larceny, definitely a little bit sting on the nose. You know, it is meaningfully higher proof than any of the other two I've tried. You know, the Remus was 100. This Woodford Reserve double was at like 50. What is it? 45, 45.2. Larceny Barrel Proof is 61.6. Much higher proof. Nick said he hasn't tried the Larceny Barrel Proof yet, and it's had mixed reviews. It has, definitely worth trying, I think, especially the newer releases. But yeah. This first release, it kind of reminds me of the first release of George T. Stagg, and by that I mean it's kind of unbalanced. I get a lot of sharpness. It's citrusy, but also very, almost acidic on the nose. And that's after sitting in this bottle for so long and having so much time to have air on it. It's still giving me those kinds of notes. So it just kind of goes to show you that those things can really linger on a whiskey. Sam just got in on it. Sam just got 2 entries. Cheers, Sam. Appreciate you, brother. I'm really kind of surprised more people haven't jumped in on this thing. Like, you can't find this bottle anywhere. You can't, because this pick is long, long gone. This has been in my trophy shelf for at least a year. In my trophy closet, which is just my unopened bottles. There's not really that many trophies in there, but this thing's been in there at least a year. So these are long gone. And those 15-year Knob Creeks are highly sought after. Definitely would consider jumping in if I were you. That one really makes you kind of smack your lips. It's pretty drying. I really like it, but it's just very drying. I'm kind of sinking in this chair. I'm reminded of why I don't sit in chairs for a lot of my streams, because my butt slides back in them and I lose my posture very quickly. I like to sit up with good posture, so. If Yolanda can hear this, I would love to have more water. She might just not respond. That's fine. I can't blame her. I've been difficult the last 2 days. Or last week, or last month, or whatever. I've been difficult. I think she heard me.
What?
Could I get some more water?
Yeah, I didn't hear you.
Okay.
Can you push your water over further? Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, this Larceny, though, it's okay. You can smell it's a weeder. You can smell it's grain forward. It's pretty young. Not my favorite pour, honestly. It's fine. It's fine. It just leaves a lot to be desired. Heaven Hill makes so much whiskey that's so much better than that. I've definitely had some Larceny store picks around $30 that were better than that. And yes, it's high proof, but high proof isn't everything if it's not well balanced. And this is wildly out of balance, unfortunately. Yeah, so if anybody has any questions, throw them in the chat. I did an impromptu live stream last night where I talked about some of the trends in whiskey, the trends in whiskey tube as well. And, just kind of nailed a couple of key points that I felt were important to mention. My beard is getting out of control. I really should trim this down. I may have to. I know Yolanda wants me to. And I'm getting to the point where I kind of want to as well. It's just taking over my face.
Yeah, it is.
But I don't know how short to get it. Yeah. Much needed.
Where's your other sign? I'll just fill it for you.
I think it's upstairs.
Oh, I'm not going back.
Oh. Needed that. Needed the water. Okay. Brian says, my card does not work with PayPal and Venmo since I'm Canadian, and my address now in the USA is creating a conflict with things. Oh, Brian. Well, if you can't do PayPal or Venmo,
you can do Zelle with an email.
You can do Zelle with an email, Yolanda said. So Zelle is an option. I don't have Cash App. I don't know. I don't know how to help you, brother. Maybe I could do an ACH transfer or something to my bank account. I don't know. Somebody help poor Brian out. Somebody, Akeem, get in there and help Brian out. Pay for Brian's raffle ticket. Somebody needs to pay for Brian's raffle ticket. Just making sure nobody sent me anything else. Send Bitcoin. Yeah, Nick, send Bitcoin. Yeah, if I had my wallet address handy, I would give it to you. I actually don't remember my wallet address. I have an app that keeps track of it, but I don't have it memorized. I probably should, because once those shits are gone, they are gone. There have been some crazy, crazy stories about people losing like $100 million in Bitcoin, and they think it's in a landfill, and they had to go try to convince the city to let them dig through the landfill to find the hard drive that may have contained, 9 figures worth of Bitcoin. Anyway. Yeah, that's just okay. It's just okay. But yeah, guys, I know I keep repeating myself, but I just think it's a fun thing to do. Enter, get the raffle, $5. 14 years, 7 months old. Knob Creek store pick from Indianapolis here. It's a fun one. Rick 35, floor 4, warehouse I. Trying to think if I have any solutions for Brian over here. I really don't think I do, unfortunately. Yeah. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I'd love to find a way to accept the money. I'll see if I can get onto Zelle, and I'll give you my info, but I've been using Zelle through my banking app. So I don't know if it's actually going to work the way I would like it to, but somebody can help Brian out, I think. I believe in you. I believe in the group. This larceny is honestly not even worth discussing. It's fine. It's fine. But overall, can't say I recommend it. Let me go to where the hell is it? Carrier pigeons are fast, says Nick. Brian, you, I know you sent me an email. Did you also send me like an Instagram message or something? I feel like you did. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll get this stuff. We'll make it work. Oh, man. I'm going to get Brian's money one way or another. Brian wants that chance. He wants a chance to win that Knob Creek. So I can request money via Zelle. So if you don't have PayPal and you don't have Venmo and you want a chance to enter, to do the $5 entry or $10 for 2 or $3, 3 for 15 or whatever, for this bottle right here. And like I said, once I get to $75, another bottle gets into the fold. So your odds double right away. If you're having trouble getting PayPal or Venmo to work, send me via Facebook Messenger, via Instagram Messenger, via email. Send me your phone number, and I can send you a request on Zelle, and maybe that will work. Maybe it won't, but maybe it will. It's worth trying, right? It's worth trying to get that bottle of knob. Slop on my knob like it's corn on a cob. I think that's Nikki. Is that Megan? It's Megan or Nikki. All right, Honey Hole, Honey Hole. Now this is a wee bottle. The wee little bottle. This is an Old Forester single barrel. You can look at my lovely handwriting. Old Forester single barrel, barrel strength. It's Honey Hole from Warehouse H, Floor 3. This is the Big Red Liquors pick in 2020. This was the one of two Old Forester picks that were released at the same time by Big Red Liquors, and they both were sale at the same time. They were the first two that I ever saw. I heard about Old Forester doing releases, and these hit the market before anybody else's that I've even heard of. So these were some of the very first picks from Old Forester, as far as I can tell. Another one bites the dust, boys. Another one bites the dust. All right, moving. I've got four bottles down. Oh, that smells good. Make it more pretty. There, I like that. I wish it was on like that angle, but what are you gonna do? My table isn't straight. Now, this is the Honey Hole pick from Old Forester. When we first bought these, Trevor and I actually went in 50-50 on these bottles. That's one of the perks of being in the Patreon. That $50 a month Patreon had paid off for him in many ways. He's gotten a lot of cool bottles out of it. But we each bought one of the bottles and then split both of them in half. So he has half of this bottle and he has half of the other bottle. This bottle we both wanted, which is part of why we split it. And at least initially, we both liked the other one better. So we were both glad that we had split them. But I gotta say, after giving them both a chance to open up and breathe for a long period of time, over time, the first one, the Spice Jam pour, deteriorated. And this one got better. This Honey Hole got better. World Class Sustenance says, who run it? I don't know who run it. Sticky tape. But I'm running it, I guess. The raffle to win these to get the free bottle, I'm running that. Do it. Once we get to 75, this bad boy's coming into the mix. A little bit of smoke wagon. Smoke wagon fell over. Stay up. Don't you break on me, you bastard. Broke enough stuff today. But yeah, this Honey Hole, this Old Forester, single barrel, barrel strength, 2020, Big Red Liquors pick, named Honey Hole. It has gotten really nice and sweet bread-like. It started off pretty bland, to be honest. It was honey forward, but it was pretty bland. But now that honey has basically been like poured over like a brown bread with butter and lots of like coffee and toffee and oak. The notes on this, are just fantastic. Oh. Ooh, I got a sneeze coming. Nope, saved it. Nice and oaky. That's good stuff. Man. Oh, that is good stuff. You know, people keep texting me, telling me they're going to be joining eventually. And I keep telling them, like, guys, I'm raffling off store picks. Like, you better get in there. I don't know how long I'm going to be. I've already killed 4 of the 6 bottles. No, 4 of the 5, like, 1-pour bottles I brought in here. I got a couple in here that require 2 pours out of it, but I'm moving through these kind of quick. John's taking a shot. He's in for 4. Cheers, brother. I will confirm when I see it. World Class says, how many of the barrel strengths have you tried? I believe I've had 4 or 5, and only one of them I really enjoyed. Let me think here. I think I've had 5 as well. The Spice Box, or Spice Jam rather, Spice Jam I really enjoyed initially. This one I really enjoyed near the end. The other 3 weren't my bottles, so I can't talk about the evolution of them, but I didn't really enjoy any of them. They were okay. Certainly not worth secondary pricing, probably also not worth their retail. So I gotta say I kind of agree with you that they're overrated or they're not as good as people think they are, but for some reason these picks that I tried that I had half bottles of, that I had bottles of that I split, they were pretty good. They were pretty tasty. I think I think that they were worth grabbing, but a lot of them are not. You know, this one is very sweet up front, lots of cinnamon in the mid palate, and then very oaky on the finish. And that's a progression I really enjoy. I really like that progression. It's tasty. Very tasty. It's one of those things, though, where, like, Old Forester for me really shines. It shines at 90 proof. Maybe that's, like, sacrilegious for people now, but, you know, they're now doing store picks at 100 proof and barrel strength. And it's like the best Old Forester picks I've ever had were all 90 proof. Now, they haven't done the 100 proof or the barrel strength for very long, but I'm telling you, the best Old Forester picks I've ever had were at 90 proof. I really like several of the Old Forester birthday bourbons. Those are pretty low proof, too. I think they're under 100. I feel like Old Forester is just better suited to be a lower proof bourbon, and there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, I tried all 3 of, and I bought 2 bottles of the 150th releases. Those are at high barrel strength proofs. And they are just not, they're good, but they're not as good as the hype and the rarity and the expense would lead you to believe they are. They're not that good. And I just think part of that is, just the fact that they are, this is not a whiskey that's really shines its brightest at high proofs. And I don't know if that's a function of their process. I don't know if that's because, I don't know why that is. I don't know what's going on there to make that the case, but it certainly seems to be the case. Oh, man. I'm definitely feeling it, and that was not 4 glasses of whiskey in an hour. You'll feel it. You know, they were full 1.5 ounce pours, so, and 2 of them were barrel strength. None of them were 80. So, 5 standard drinks in an hour. Yeah, I'm feeling But honestly, like, I think a lot of people assume higher proof is better, and I wish people stop thinking that way. I really think it's just like some macho man bullshit. People are just like, yeah, I'm a big strong man. I like barrel strength whiskey. Clench my jaw, and it's like, that's stupid, man. Find the flavors you like, find the profile you like, find the proof you like, and buy that. I don't care if you like drinking fucking peanut butter whiskey at 80 proof. If that's what you like, then drink it. Save the whiskey that you don't like that I like for me. Buffalo Trace is a great example of that. Now, I really like Buffalo Trace. I really like it. It's got a ton of fruity notes that I love. It's sweet. It's easy drinking. But I'm telling you, a lot of people buy Buffalo Trace and the subsequent products basically because of the name, because of the clout. I cannot tell you how many people I've talked to and asked them what they like, what flavors they want in a whiskey. And I'm like, oh, you want Brown-Forman. You want Heaven Hill. You want one of the Jack Daniels, single barrel strength. Man, some of those are fire. You want Dickel. Yes, believe it or not, some people want Dickel. And I've even had people that, they'll find one of these smaller distilleries that's making stuff special way. Old 55 comes to mind. And it'll just break their brains, and they'll be like, holy shit, why haven't I been drinking this? No one told them. So, don't buy into the hype. Don't believe the hype. If you can see, that is hanging off the edge. I'm checking my phone pretty regularly in this stream, which I don't normally do. But I'm just trying to keep track and make sure I can see if somebody gets into the Venmo, if somebody tries to, get a chance to bottle. I saw that John wanted to get in, but I haven't seen the payment yet, so maybe he's waiting for the end. But, John, if you want in, just shoot me a Venmo or a PayPal at The Drink Pro. I also know that Brian was trying to figure it out. Brian, shoot me your phone number on an email or on Instagram, and I'll get you a request for a different service. We'll make it work. I really should start watching more streams. So, I want to know in the chat, who is your go-to whiskey channel if you are watching them other than mine? If you had to watch a stream other than mine, or a YouTube video other than mine, who would you watch and why? And I'm really asking, honestly, because and I won't say which channels, but I've watched a lot of whiskey tube content and not been impressed. It's not that it's bad, it's just uninteresting. And again, it's not because the reviews aren't good or detailed or nuanced, but there's a kind of YouTube personality that I'm drawn to, and I think a lot of people don't make that kind of content. John said he sent it via PayPal. My PayPal is not giving me notifications then, which is okay. I got you, John. It's just weird, I've been getting notifications from everything else, so I don't know why. But I got you, John. In for 4. He's got a good shot now. By the way, guys, after John gets in on that, we are up to, I think, $55? 20. Yeah. We're up to 50. Once I get up to 75... another bottle's coming into the raffle, so your odds will double after just $25 more in the chat. Oh. Yeah. I mean, this is fine. You know what? Where's my water? Oh, I still got water, I think. Okay. Got a little pipette here. Got a little pipette. And you can actually see, you probably can't see, but it's got measurements on it. And I can add like different milliliters of water. I'm going to add 1 milliliter exactly, because I'm fancy like that. 1 milliliter of water to the remainder of this Old Forester, and we will see how that affects it and if I like it better. Because my theory is I will like it better because I think, generally speaking, Old Forester is better at lower proof. Now on the nose, it definitely has more banana. The wood's all gone. The bread is a lot less deep and rich. It's much more sweet and subtle. The bananas become a lot more prominent. Yeah, I mean, I think it's light, it's sweet, it's still subtle. You definitely lose some of the character that's in the higher proof whiskeys, but honestly, the character often comes with a disadvantage of a lot of that oakiness being bitter, which I don't like. John said that his go-to, other than mine, is the mash and drum because of the history, content, and his palate. I can see that. Jason, I like Jason's videos. Of the videos I've seen, Jason's remind me the most of my own, mostly because he does go into the history and he has a lot more structure to his videos. So Jason reminds me of the style that I tried to do, and I definitely respect the way he does it. I like his style, so good choice. I think, honestly, the weird thing for me about watching Jason is that it feels like I'm watching myself on the videos, at least. His live streams are a little different, but his videos, it's weird. It's weird to watch and be like, oh, yeah, that's... But the other thing is Jason's palate is totally different than mine. That's not to say his is wrong, but what he prefers and what I prefer vary drastically. And so, for example, he had nothing but glowing, glittering reviews of the Old Forester, or not Old Forester, the Old Carter Bourbon No. 5. I liked the No. 5, don't get me wrong, it was a good whiskey, but I have had so many other Old Carter pours that were better than the No. 5 bourbon, in my opinion. It was middle of the pack in their series, if you want to call it that. And so it just depends. It just depends on what you're looking for. You gotta, but that's really good to know. You know, I can go watch a show from Jason and be like, oh, Jason didn't like this, and this is why he didn't like it. Well, given the notes he's given in the past on those kinds of pours, I might like it. So just like understanding people's palates are similar to yours, understanding where they're different is very important for you to get the kind of pours you want. At this point in my life, I almost never buy whiskey if I can't try it somewhere first. And part of that really has just come down to understanding what my preferences are and understanding that I'm not really trying to chase rare whiskey. I like to get stuff I like. I want stuff I enjoy drinking more than I want the rarest, the most unusual. That stuff's interesting, but I'm really buying to drink. Not buying to flip, not buying to create a shrine, buying it to drink it. Speaking of drinking, cheers. Oh, that's good stuff. The last sip there was honestly the best. I think that's fun. When the last sip is the best, that's a fun time. Man. Good stuff. Well, so I've got 3 bottles in front of me. None of them are really ready to kill. But I'm going to take a little bit of a break so that I don't drink too fast. But the next one I'm going to go with is this Angel's Envy Rye. Again, somebody gave me this, almost a full bottle of this stuff for next to nothing because they didn't like it. So I happily accepted it, and I'll pour myself a heavy pour of it. Still got a little bit left. I might not kill this tonight, but we'll try. Nick says, not gonna lie, I don't watch any other whiskey tube channels. I've watched Bourbon Junkies once or twice and Scotch for Dummies, but just once or twice to see reviews of specific bottles. Well, I appreciate you watching me, Nick. I actually have several... Oh, come on. I got so many notifications popping up on this screen. I actually have several people that watch this channel and that are subscribers and that are patrons that don't really go into other whiskey tube content at all. And I'm really proud of that, if I'm being honest. I mean, I love having the whiskey tube fans who are involved with all the channels coming in and watch my channel and be a part of it. I love that. But there's something that's special to me about having people who aren't plugged into those networks watching the stuff I make. It makes me feel special. It makes me feel special. That's a nice way to feel. It's good to feel special once in a while, right? But yeah, there's so much content out there that you can really suffer from, like, either decision paralysis on a specific review. You know, you might have 8 people that review the same pour, and you're like, who do I trust? Who do I believe? Or it can just be overwhelming. You know, if you watched every major whiskey tuber, not even just the minor ones, if you just watched every major whiskey tuber's lives and their videos, you'd be watching Whiskey Tube. Oh, I just broke this keyboard. You'd be watching Whiskey Tube like every day. Oh, I really broke this keyboard. Oh, see that's not supposed to be like that. Shit. Well, so much for that. Guess I'm gonna have to buy a new keyboard. I actually already wanted a new keyboard. I really want a what do they call them? I want to say manual, but that's not the right word. What is it called? Not a membrane keyboard. One with, like, switches. Mechanical keyboard. I want to get a mechanical keyboard with, like, switches. They apparently feel a lot better to type on. And they're clicky, and I like noise. I like things that make noise, so I like clicky keyboards. And I've heard they feel good to type on. Wow, holy shit. After going from a couple of barrel-proof, pretty strong whiskeys back to the Angel's Envy Rye, that thing is straight up sugar. It is just rum all over. You know, some whiskeys that are rum finished have hints of rum. This thing has buckets of rum. It is just so damn rum forward. Holy crap. Wow. It's hard to smell, to be honest. Whew. Wow, that's hard to take. That is legitimately hard to take. So I didn't realize until today that Buffalo Trace is completing a $2 billion expansion with a B. And I have mixed feelings about whether that will actually be good for or bad for the whiskey community. Because here's the thing. If they're able to do that kind of expansion and keep the quality of the bottles, then it's a great thing. You know, they're going to increase their production of high-quality whiskey. It's going to make it easier to access, easier to acquire, drop the prices on the secondary market. That's just good for consumers. But if it means they're going to decrease the quality or decrease the ages of their products, and they're going to start watering things down basically to get more bottles on the shelves, and that's going to be a bad thing. So I'll be really curious to see how Buffalo Trace handles the increase in supply that they're about to undertake. Ashton says, hey, I see you've had a lot of incredible bottles, but curious if you've tried/reviewed King of Kentucky. Seems like a lot of whiskey tubers have that one high on their list. I have not reviewed King of Kentucky. I would love to review King of Kentucky. I don't think I've ever tried King of Kentucky. If I've tried it, it was only once, and it was deep in a whiskey tasting session, aka I don't remember it, and it was unremarkable, but it was probably unremarkable because of the circumstances, not because of the quality of the bottle. So I would love to try it. I don't know anybody that has any open King of Kentucky that I'm aware of that I can try. But yeah, King of Kentucky, people really do love that. And I've seen it high on a lot of people's lists, whiskey tubers and otherwise. But it's just never stumbled across my path. You know, most of the really cool, rare stuff I've been able to try has been due to the generosity of various donors. By the way, speaking of generosity, you know, part of this, the money from this giveaway, you know, I call it a giveaway, it's really a raffle. Part of the money from this raffle is really going to be going towards the very expensive HVAC system that I'm having to get installed in my new house. I've had to take out a private loan to be able to afford it. I got a very low interest rate, so that's good, but I would love to not have to do that at all. So if you're in my Patreon, you will be getting early access to purchase some bottles from me so I can shelf clear and try to make up some extra cash. This raffle is in part to clear up some extra cash. It's partly to get rid of bottles I don't want to have to move. But it's also partly to try to get some extra cash so that I can pay for these expenses that are really affecting me. Tomorrow we're going to find out what kind of damage newly discovered mold in our kitchen it has done, and whether that's going to cost us extra money to repair, because if it is, then we're going to be in trouble. We'll have to figure something out. I may have to start selling equipment, which I don't want to do. But there's always a way to make it work. There's always an answer, and right now my answer is to shamelessly hawk my bourbon collection. So what I got, it's liquid, puns, and it's valuable. So as much as I would like to keep it all and drink it all, I'm going to have to convert some of it into cash so that I can have AC in August in Indiana, because you need it here. With that, let's go ahead and try. Oh, I don't know about this. I like this pour typically, but the smell right now is harsh. There's a lot more rum in that than I remember. That is so rum forward. I guess it's just because, it's coming on the tail of a couple of barrel-proof pours and nothing but bourbon. The Angel's Envy is really a good way to start the night, not a good way to finish the night, in my opinion. It's just too sweet. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Ugh. But these streams are always fun. I always like talking to people. Sometimes I have more to say than others. Last night I actually did an impromptu live stream. Basically, I was just in a bad mood, and I was like, I want to talk to my friends. And so I got on WhiskeyTube and called up my internet friends and said, hey, let's chat, let's drink. I was really happy with the turnout on that video. Impromptu streams might be a thing I do again in the future. It's definitely going to be something else I do for my patrons. So that will be that will definitely be a thing. I still need to schedule the Patreon live stream. That'll be coming in the future as well. But, $5. $5 to Venmo or PayPal, and you get a chance to win this bottle. Once I get to $75, which we're only 25 away from, I'm going to add in... you know what? I'm going to add in... I could add in the Smoke Wagon, or I could add in... Maybe I'll add in this one instead. This is the Belle Mead Cask Strength Reserve. This is 55.6%, bottle $6.99 from batch 20-06. So this is before the standardization happened. Cask Strength Belle Mead was pretty hot for a while. I could add that in instead. If I get to $75, I'll probably ask the crowd if people want me to add that in or not. But for now, I will just wait with bated breath to see if people will join in and put their money where their mouth is. See, this would be so much easier if I had super chats. So help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm so close. I am so close, guys. 940? 930? What am I up to now? I don't even know. I don't know how many subscribers I have. Ashland's in the raffle. Ashton. I said Ashland. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. Ashton's in the raffle. Cheers, brother. Yeah, we're sitting at 939. So 61 more. Is that how math works? Yeah, 61 more subs, and I'll be at 1,000. And once I get to 1,000, boy, I am gonna be giving away a bottle. just like what I'm doing tonight, except it'll probably be a lower entry cost. This entry cost is really trying to make up for the price of the bottle because I'm trying to move stuff so I can pay for my HVAC. But when I get to 1,000, that's celebration. That is straight up celebration. And I'm so close. I'm so close. Share it with your friends. Get your grandma to subscribe. And turn the bell on for notifications. I love old people. Old people and I get along really well. We're both crotchety and like to yell at clouds. Talk about how things used to cost a nickel. Back in my day, gasoline was only 99 cents. And we thought it was high. When my dad first started driving and he got his Mustang, gasoline was a quarter. Quarter a gallon. Now, this here, I'm going to go on a tangent. Here. Hold on now. So, whenever people start talking about the price of goods before, I love to hit them with the inflation calculator because people don't understand how much inflation there has been in the last several years. So, let's do it. Let's do it for that one. My dad getting gasoline. Let's see. He would have been how old? 16. Born in 57, so that's what, 71? 71, no, 74? Math is hard. 73. 57, 67, 73. So in 1973, I'll show y'all what I'm doing here. usinflationcalculator.com. In 1973, if he paid a quarter, in today's dollars, $1.54. So, what does that tell me? It tells me that gasoline is twice as expensive as it was when he was a kid. It's not whatever it would be 30 times more expensive, which is just the straight up cost of a quarter versus $3. It's relative expense. So it is relatively twice as expensive as it was. And I know that seems like a simple concept, the idea that like you have to account for inflation when you're comparing costs in the 70s to costs today. But it's lost on so many people for so many reasons. Many of them political. It's politically disadvantageous to recognize how prices have changed because then you start to realize how much more expensive housing is, how much more expensive rent is, how much lower our wages are compared to our productivity. It's not helpful. It's not helpful if you're trying to maintain the social order. I was kind of laughing with Yolanda that I feel like I am just the squarest, most like built to benefit from the current social order, and yet there's this part of me deep inside that just wants to fuck everything up just for jollies. You know, I would happily go down with the system just to watch it be kind of chaos. I don't know why. I don't know what that instinct is in me, but it's there. It lives there for sure. Oh man, what am I doing? What am I talking about? Let's drink some more of this fucking rum. Oh, it's starting to smell actively bad, which is weird because I've always thought I liked this. Maybe it's just... Ugh. It's just not hitting right tonight. I'm not going to kill this bottle tonight. I'm going to kill this another night. Oh boy, here we go. Hey, that worked pretty well. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this Angel's Envy Rye another night. It's just hitting wrong. Oh, it's just hitting wrong. So this is a bottle that I got started on last night. Well, didn't get started on. Got started on the process of killing it last night. This is 1792 Full Proof Rural Inn Single Batch Select number 5. Hi. This bottle has been in my cabinet for a long time. Yolanda's seeing new names she hasn't seen before. I love seeing new people. Some of y'all I've seen before. Some of y'all I've seen maybe once or twice. But this bottle has been in my cabinet for a while. I bought it the day they were released. Didn't realize how rare they were going to be. One of the things I love about the Rural Inn, which is where I picked this up, is they have all of their store picks opened. So you have a chance to try the store pick before you buy it. They had 5 and 6 at the same time. I tried 5, I tried 6, I preferred 5, I bought 5. Everyone who has tried this at my house thought it was the best foolproof they've ever tried from 1792. So I think this is a really solid pick. One of my buddies came over here, tried this, immediately went and spent $120 on a bottle of it because he wanted it so bad. That's what's up. I mean, that's what's going on with this pour. Oh man, this might be too much for a bottle kill. We're gonna do it though. I didn't come here to play, I came here to win. So that's a hefty pour. Let's put this up here so people know what I'm drinking. How am I gonna do this? This isn't gonna fit here, is it? No, it won't. I can sit it like that. Yeah, you can kind of tell. There you go. What I'm selling away, what I'm raffling away, what I'm drinking. Oh, I spilled a little on myself. So this, another Barton product. The Old Forester is Brown Foreman. I actually haven't had a Barton product. So I had MGP. I had Heaven Hill. I had Woodford. No, Woodford's Brown Foreman. I had Old Forester, which is Brown Foreman. And this is the first Barton product of the night. I feel like this is, and this is something I've always felt about Brown Foreman versus Barton. I think this is sweeter and still very bready, but a little bit less banana than than I'd get from the Brown Foreman. Woo! That's how you know I'm getting that into my snout there. Yolanda said, don't forget your meeting with the HVAC people at 8 a.m. Yes, but I don't have to do my job. I just have to be there. Had to take tomorrow off to go see what the damage is on our repairs. So last night I was kind of lambasting this foolproof, to be honest. But tonight, it's hitting a lot better. Now, I will say, it is still not nearly as good as it was when it was a full bottle. This bottle is one I regret not drinking more quickly, because once it got below half, it really lost something. And last night on my stream I mentioned, and I stand by this tonight, that at the new house, I am going to have a specific shelf for whiskeys that are more than half empty that will encourage me to drink them more quickly. And the reason is, so many of the whiskeys that I've bought, I have ended up regretting not finishing them sooner. That is a very common theme for me. That, for me, is a lot more common. Let me change the angle a little bit here. That, for me, is a lot more common than regretting finishing them too fast. I finish them too slow, not too fast. So, there it is. I want to get those last little drops out of there. I wish I could take these single barrel stickers off and just smack them onto something else. Ooh, this one's coming off. So much for that. I was going to say, this is a double store pick. There you go. Double store pick. Twice the picking. Yes, sir. Double store pick. Rural Inn looked at a bunch of different Crown bottles and picked the Crown bottle of the Knob Creek that they liked the best. That'd be kind of fun. You know what? If I could get my hands on a bottle, 5 different bottles of a store pick from somebody, and then if I liked one of them, I'd be able to buy a couple cases of it. That'd be so much fun. So it was a store pick. It'd be a private selection of a store pick. That'd be cool. Maybe that's dumb. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. This is way better than Angel's Envy, though. And maybe that's why, last night I was kind of shitting on this pour. And like I said, it's definitely not to the former glory that it was, but it's definitely better than I thought it was last night. I think that's because I just followed it from the Envy Rye. Order of operations on whiskey matters, man. When you taste something matters a lot. I wonder if I can get to that little last drop. I can see it. I couldn't. All these bottles that I finished, they all have that. They all have a little bit left in them. And I can't quite get it out of the bottle, and I don't know why. It's driving me crazy, to be honest. There we go. Put that in my pocket. There you go. Save that for later. Yeah, that's just, it's become a lot more simple. A lot less complex. But it's still nice and sweet up front. A lot of baking spice. A lot of black pepper on the finish, but it's not spicy in like a hot way. There's a little bit of oak, but it's not overpoweringly oak. It's a little bit bready, but it's not too bready. It's very balanced, even if the notes are a little bit soft after having it open for this long. I mean, that's a really solid pour. I gotta say, that's a really solid pour. All right. I'm gonna remind everybody again. I'm sure I've said it too many times, but I really want people to join in on this. I really want people to, get out there, put their money in. We got $55 in on this Knob Creek store pick. If I get to 75, I'll tell you what. If I get to 75, the person who gives me that last dollar, that gets me over the hump to 75 plus, they get to pick which one of these is going to go up for the second spot in the raffle. So whichever one of these you want at the $75 mark, whoever you may be, is going to get thrown into the raffle. Well, if I don't break it first, holy shit. Dropping everything today. I am a Butterfingers extraordinaire. Whew. Okay. Yeah, that full proof is pretty good. Pretty good. Not my favorite pour in the world, but it's solid. So what else should I talk about? I think the bourbon world spends a lot of time talking about marketing. And a lot of that marketing is built around history of brands. And I've talked in the past about how I get frustrated when people try to buy a history, or they resurrect an old brand and they try to say, oh, this whiskey's been around since 1785. It's like, yeah, but you and your brother only started selling it in 2001 when you bought the brand rights to it because he's a lawyer and figured out the copyright expired. And you wanted to make whiskey, so you resurrected an old brand to buy name recognition. I hate that shit. And it happens more often than you'd think. So, I think for me, the brands that I respect the most are actually ones that are people who are making their own distillate. They're making their own product. Number one, that's really important. Even though, ironically, I'm really happy when people don't release their own distillate first. So my favorite example of that is New Riff. New Riff understood that they needed to raise money to make a distillery, to make good product that they actually wanted to release. So before they opened their doors to barrel pick committees and people wanting to drink their whiskey at all, they had OKI. They had the brand OKI, and OKI sourced MGP whiskey, and I think they might have sourced from other places too, but definitely MGP, and released really good releases. They ended up stopping the brand once they had raised their money and moving to New Riff. Now, another company subsequently bought the OKI brand and has started releasing under that branding and that name, which I don't know how I feel about that, but I'm really glad that New Riff approached things that way. And so there's this sort of simultaneous tension of I really respect people who are doing it the right way, aka they're trying to make good product, they're pushing out good product, they're thinking about the process, thinking about the flavors, thinking about the consumer. But I also want them to, if they need money, if they need capital, and if they need to keep selling product to exist, I don't want them to release their own stuff if it's not ready. The one, this comes back to another whiskey that really surprised me that I always keep coming back to. The J.W. Kelly, I can't think, it's like their Summer Rye or something like that. I couldn't believe how good that 2-year rye was. It was their distillate, and I had so many of their products in a live stream. Actually, you can find it; it's out there. I did a live stream where I tried a bunch of their products, and all of them were, in my opinion, not good, maybe even bad, except for this one 2-year rye. And part of it was I realized they were trying to finish a lot of their products, and they just didn't understand how to make good finished whiskey, in my opinion. They weren't finishing the whiskey in a way that made it better. They were finishing the whiskey in a way that made it... They were trying to polish a turd, and it wasn't working. But this rye, man, it was not a turd. This was good fucking rye. It was smooth. It was sweet. It was easy drinking. It had a little bit of rye grain, a little bit of sweet, citrusy notes, a little bit of grain spice, but it was so well balanced, and it wasn't particularly low proof either. I was just amazed by it. I don't remember what the brand was, but it's the cheapest version of J.W. Kelly. I think it was $30. And that just kind of goes to show you, profile over everything. I don't care how rare it is. I don't care how unique it is. If it's not tasty, I don't want it. I might buy something super rare that I don't like to sell it or to trade it. If I sell it, I'm almost always taking that money and then buying a bottle I want. So it's effectively a 2-step trade. 3-party trade. But, I just, at this point, I don't care how rare it is. I really don't. I care if it's good. I've had the opportunity to buy some really rare bottles that I knew I didn't like. And so I turned it down. And I think a lot of people who have not had the opportunity to buy a lot of rare bottles are like, Kyle, what are you doing, man? You turned down the opportunity to buy these super rare bottles, and it's like, yeah, man, somebody else likes that pour. Somebody else's unicorn. That's somebody else's dream bottle. And my local liquor store owner who asked me about these pours, he knows those people. He knows those people that are looking for those bottles. Now, he likes me, and I'm a good customer, so he offered it to me first. But what am I am I going to really always take those rare bottles, even if I don't like them and they're not valuable enough to trade or sell for something that I really want? Am I going to take those bottles away from people who are really looking for it, who really love those pours? That just seems wrong to me. That's not how I want to operate. A lot of people are comfortable with it. I'm just not. I'm not as comfortable with the secondary market as a lot of people are, which makes it kind of ironic and funny that I'm over here trying to, pump up this raffle and get everybody to give me $5 in my Venmo or PayPal to win these bottles, and creating this whole hierarchy scheme to try to get people to buy more tickets to get to 75, get the second bottle. But I mean, part of that's because these are bottles I like. I'm raffling off bottles that I know I like. That's what I buy. I don't buy shit to not drink it. So, I would love to not have to drink or not to sell it. But if I'm going to sell it, which I am going to, I would much rather do it as a raffle because I think it's fun. And I would much rather do it as a raffle of the good folks who watch my show, who participate in this channel. If you're a patron, there will be some special opportunities to buy stuff in the Patreon, so definitely keep an eye out for that and check that out. I value the input, I value the connection. I need you guys here. Ooh. Ooh, I had barbecue. Yolanda and I had barbecue for dinner. And it's fighting back. I don't know if Yolanda's still on the stream, but if you are, baby, can you get me some more water? Because I would really value some more water right now. Okay. Man, I was about to say I'm surprised how tipsy I am. And then I remembered that I've had basically 6 ounces of whiskey and half of it was barrel proof. And it's like, oh yeah, if you do that in 90 minutes, you will be pretty damn tipsy. Yep, that's what happens. Part of that really, though, is because I do like to drink fast and eat fast. I like to consume things very quickly. But part of it also is that, with this channel, I'm not interacting with others very much. I think in the future I'm going to have to change from my streaming services right now to somebody like StreamYard, somebody that has the ability to interact with people more easily. I think that would be really fun to do and chat with people on a stream. So I think that's going to be something coming in the future. But also just, the more people I can get in the chat, the more viewers I can get, the more interaction we can have, the more I'll have to talk about. Because I can keep talking. But I get the feeling that people want me to talk about whiskey. Or they want me to talk about spirits. And I can only talk about those without prompting for so long before I kind of run out of things to say. I think tonight I'm going to talk about spirits other than whiskey for a little bit here until somebody changes my course in the chat. But the reason is I think a lot of people get into bourbon because it's hot, it's sexy, it's the new kid on the block. But there are a lot of spirits out there that make delicious mixed drinks and are delicious neat in a glass that are a lot more accessible than most good bourbon. And, as much as I didn't like the rum finished Angel's Envy tonight, Angel's Envy is a great example. I'm sorry, rum. Rum is a great example. There are some really amazing rums out there that are very bourbon-esque. Foursquare is sort of known for that. Their Exceptional Cask series from Foursquare. Several of those are very bourbon-esque. They're really nice pours. They're not terribly expensive. They're hard to find now, but they're not nearly as hard to find as most bourbons that are that kind of quality. So, your entry price to finding the product is much, much lower. Highly recommend those. I think another category that is underserved right now is Mezcal. Mezcal started to have a moment in the, I would say, early 2010s, maybe mid-2010s, and it kind of tapered off a little. But I think Mezcal is set for a big comeback. Like Mezcal, the smokiness, the agave, sweet, herbal notes, it's just set for a comeback. Brian says the 2008 is nice. Yeah, I've actually got several samples of the Foursquare. I'm going to do a video on, or maybe a live stream, specifically on Foursquare rum, because I've got several pours from them, and they make some really good stuff. Cognac and Armagnac. And you know what? I'm going to throw port in there as well, because I really like some port. All of these sort of fortified wines, or wine type products that are higher proof, I like a lot of those very, very much. And if you like the flavor notes in whiskey and you don't mind a little bit of the grapiness and the terroir of wine, they are really solid offerings. And while they're not going to be as inexpensive as rum compared to bourbon, they're going to be still pricey, maybe even more pricey because of the import problem They have a rarity issue as well, especially something like Cognac or Armagnac, where they have to be regionally defined. American brandy is set to have a moment here in the near future, though. But for now, Cognac is still probably king. But you can get some really interesting cognacs. People tend to think of the major houses first in cognac. But I'll give you an example. Douce Cognac, which is the Jay-Z brand. I actually really liked it because it was very whiskey-esque. It reminded me of an oaky bourbon. And some cognacs remind me more of a wine, like a sweet, strong wine. But this one reminded me more of a bourbon. And there are others out there that are like that. So I definitely think it's an area worth exploring. Armagnac's the same way. I've had some really cool Armagnacs. Nicola Palazzi, he has some really fantastic Armagnac releases that he's done. He is the maker of Mic Drop, which many of you are familiar with from the whiskey world. That same company makes a lot of good cognac and Armagnac that's really worth exploring. There are a lot of spirits out there. I mean, and as much as I love whiskey, it's becoming incredibly hard to get your hands on great whiskeys. Good whiskeys are out there, but you have to look for them. But great whiskeys are a diamond in the rough right now. So, if you want a great pour, and it doesn't have to be a whiskey, and you don't want to hunt as hard, there's a lot of options out there. You just got to know what you're looking for. And if you have any questions about it, shoot me a message. Send me a photo. I'll try to answer it best I can. There's a lot of cool stuff out there. There really is. The more that breathes, the more I like it right now. I do think it's still lost something compared to its prime. It's very good, though, still. Very good still. Oh, man. Well, I'm sad that neither Nate or Trevor has been able to join us tonight, but that's okay. I'm glad to have the 8 people in the stream right now. Thank you all for being here and for joining me and for being a part of this. This is not a wrap up yet. I'm still here, I'm still drinking, but I'm running out of things to say. So I might just start sitting here and staring at the camera like a bad art project if you don't ask me questions in the chat. Or if you got something to say, it doesn't have to be a question. If you got a comment, if you got a grievance, if you want to tell me I'm shitty at my job, throw it in the chat. If you want to start a fight, throw it in the chat. Don't put any racial slurs. No racial slurs in the chat. Please. Yeah, I heard Mash and Drum was doing his 3-year anniversary stream, which is amazing. He's only been doing this for that long because he has such a big following. But he was doing his 3-year anniversary stream, and somebody was trolling in his chat and saying all kinds of awful things about just being terrible. I won't repeat them. I won't give him the clout. But, I'm very glad that we have had almost none of that. We've had a couple people that came in pretty hot and were a little weird, a little wild, but we haven't had any real active trolling of that kind of caliber. That's really aggressive. And I really appreciate you guys for not being like that. So, cheers to you. For being good patrons, good fans, good friends. Oh. Yeah, man. 1792 full proof. I don't think there's any way I'm going to get through all of that and get to this. But that nose secret, I would really like to do that before the end of the night. I might try to take it nice and slow and easy on this full proof just so I can get a pour in of that Booker's. The 2015-06. Now, I drank some of it last night, but a lot of people didn't see that stream, and I would love to drink some more of it tonight because it is delicious. So we'll see how it goes. We'll get there, though. Killing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bottles. Is that right? I only see 5. I thought I killed 6. Nope, must have just been 5. Killing 5 bottles is nothing to sneeze at, though. I mean, that's That's doing some serious work to make my life easier on the move. Man, that's tasty. That's tasty. What are y'all drinking? Throw it in the chat. Tell me in the chat what you are drinking right now, because I am very curious. I always like to know what people had in their glass. If they're taking a sober night when they're watching these, or if they're sipping on something. If they've had a bunch of pours, I like to know that. If they've only had a couple pours, I like to know that too. Just learning about how people interact with this stuff is really interesting to me. So let me know what you're drinking. Brian Toner asked a question. Do you like the French Lick spirits? I have a strained relationship with French Lick spirits because I liked some of the stuff I've had from French Lick. I really liked, but all of it tastes pretty young. And this kind of goes back to what I said about OKI and New Riff. New Riff recognized their product wasn't good, and they decided not to release it. Now, here's the thing, though, is I don't think the stuff from Spirit of French Lick is bad. It's just very young. It's like, this is a really good 2-year-old whiskey. When the ones I've had that were 2 years old. And that's fine, but it's not sort of their ideal. Now, they have done a series of 4-year-old whiskeys recently. And I haven't had a bunch of those. I've had a couple of those. And I thought they were just okay. Which is tricky, because a lot of people have been really high on them and really like them. But they just aren't in my profile. At least the ones that I've had. I haven't had all of their lineup. They have expanded their lineup since I tried them. I think they just had basically the wheat whiskey. I think they had the 4-grain and the wheater last time I tried them. I don't remember the last time I had the 4-year-old bourbon, if I had it at all. So that might be one I have to revisit. I think they also now have they have a wheated bourbon. They just had one that was mostly wheat. John is drinking the J.J. Pfister Liquor World Store pick here. Ashton is drinking beer tonight. Revolution Supermassive Cafe Death Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout with coffee. Man, that sounds like dessert if I've ever heard of it. What I don't really know, John, what the J.J. Pfister is. I would love a photo of that. I have no idea what John is drinking, but it sounds interesting. It sounds really unique. I've had a lot of beers that I've liked, but beer is never. I've never had a beer where I was like, oh wow, I have to always have this. And I've had several whiskeys where I thought that. So as much as I do enjoy a good beer, I think whiskey definitely is home base for me, and beer beer for me really is like a meal specific drink. It's sort of like red wine. Like I don't have to. I love having red wine with my Italian food. If I'm having Italian food, I want a red wine. I really want one. But if just average day or average meal, I don't usually want a red wine. I feel the same way with beer. Like, I love having beer with chicken wings. I love having beer with a burger. Beer fits really well with certain dishes. And I don't typically go for those big, heavy stouts. Although I sometimes like those. Those are very much dessert beers for me. That's a beer I would have after my heavy meal. Something like that. John says it's 7-year MGP at 110.4. Very nice. Very nice. Brian is sipping Cooper's Craft 100. Yeah, how are you liking that, Brian? I remember you mentioned that early on. You were trying it. How is that? 7 years is a good year for MGP. That's a good amount of time. A lot of the MGP releases right now are coming in at 4 or 5 years. And they're all right, but I think MGP really hits its stride a little bit later in the process. I don't know if this Remus actually has an age statement on it. I kind of don't think it does. No, it doesn't. I need to go back and look at my notes on how old this Remus is. Oh wait, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I was wrong. The Remus Repeal 4 is 12 years old. It's a blend of 77% 2008 bourbon with a 21% rye, the low rye mash bill, and 23% 2008 bourbon, the 36% rye, their high rye mash bill. So 100% of the whiskey is from 2008 and it's bourbon. So that would make it 12 years old because of the 2020 release. So, you get into the 2020, you get up in the 12-year, the 12-year products for MGP, and they have some really good stuff. I mean, I like a lot of the MGP stuff that's 10 to 12 years old in the right context. Some of the 5-year stuff I really like. I bought a couple of the, I don't know if you can see them on the shelf or not. Nope, I've taken them down since then. But I have a couple of the, what are they called? Shit. Smooth Ambler, the Old Scout. I've had a couple of those picks that were like 5 years that were really solid. But I feel like once you get to 7, 8, and 9, you're starting to get really good opportunities for delicious pours from MGP. World Class is drinking an Elijah Craig Grenade. Those are fun, man. Yeah, the Elijah Craig Grenades are fun. I've had a couple of them that I didn't care for, but I've had a couple of them that were really good. Single barrel products, man, it's always a gamble. They're fun because they're the high proof as well. John says he thinks the Smoke Wagon is 6 years, the single barrel. Yeah, and I think what was it? One of my first reviews was a Smoke Wagon Desert Jewel. I think that's even older. But yeah, Smoke Wagon is a great example. Like, a lot of people love the MGP coming out of Smoke Wagon. It's one of the bottles that we might get to tonight. We might not. We'll see. I mean, we've been sitting at 55 for a minute, so people might be all done with getting on the raffle. Can't say I blame them, but it's worth bringing up again. $5 to enter the raffle. Right now, I'm giving away this Crown Liquor Jet Seats 14-year, 7-month Knob Creek. $5 raffle ticket gets you a chance to win it. When I get to $75 total dollars, I'm going to add a second bottle. It's going to be either the Belle Mead Reserve Bourbon or the Smoke Wagon, or the Smoke Wagon single or small batch, depending on what the person wants. Desert Jewel is 10-year. Thank you, World Class. I knew it was older. I didn't remember how much older. Nick says, "What's the raffle up to?" I'm getting us to 75. The raffle is currently up to, I think it's 55. Got 20 in the PayPal. I've got 35 in the Venmo, so that's 55. So we're 20 away, Nick. 20 away from getting that second bottle in. And then once that happens, you get to pick the bottle, which bottle you want to be a part of the raffle. Which I gotta tell you, if Nick does that, he's helping everybody out. He's being damn generous, because that means I'm gonna be selling y'all 2 bottles below my cost, and that's before shipping. So I'm gonna be losing a lot of money on these bottles to get you guys some cool benefit. So if you haven't sent the $5, you definitely should. You definitely should consider it, because this is a hell of an opportunity to get some cool stuff for a good price. Neither of these bottles are easy to get around here. He did it. All right, Nick. Nick, which one do you want to be the second bottle? If we get to 150, we'll put all 3 of them in there, but I kind of don't think that's going to happen. So which one do you want to be the second bottle, Nick? Tell me in the chat, and then that will be the second bottle we're going to raffle off. We might get some more people wanting to put some more money in once they see that there's 2 bottles in the raffle. I mean, $5 for a chance for basically 2 chances to win. They're basically going to be 2 separate raffles. It's a good deal. That's a good deal. Nick is going hard, and I love it. Cheers, Nick. He's really trying over there. Yeah, we're up to 80. We're up to 80 now. So if we got 70 more, we'll get to 150, and then all 3 bottles go in the raffle. Nick says you're the expert. All right. What am I going to put in here? Man, that's tough. That's tough because... So, here's why this is tough. I have another bottle of this. So getting rid of this is not a big deal for me. This is a cheaper bottle, but I don't have it. And I think I would rather keep a bottle that I don't have and lose more money on paper. So that's what we're going to do. So if we get to 150, I'm bringing that smoke wagon back, and all 3 will be in the raffle. And so those $5 tickets became very valuable all of a sudden. These 2, though, are both up in the raffle. $5 an entry. You can use PayPal. You can use Venmo. $5 gets you an entry into both drawings. They're going to be separate drawings. So you'll have 2 chances to win. I'm going to take this sticker off. Sticker's just distracting me now. So yeah, guys, you should definitely enter. Really cool whiskey. And let me give you the details one more time because I know people come and go on these things. So we've got the Crown Liquor Jet Seats. This is Knob Creek, 14-year, 7-month store pick, 120 proof, warehouse I, floor 4, Rick 35. These have been off of the shelf for at least a year. And just not available. The 15-year Knob Creek, which is this series, were really well thought of, really highly sought after. This is a hard bottle to get your hands on. This bottle alone is probably worth $80 in the secondary market. And I'm selling it as one of 2 in a raffle that's currently only at 70, or only at 80. So, but you also have a chance to win this Belle Mead Reserve. This is a cast strength Belle Mead Reserve. See if I can get that to focus. 55.6% alcohol. It's bottle 699. It's batch number 20.06. These no longer exist either. Belle Mead has moved to a standardized proof that is done in much larger batches than these. This is a small batch 20-06. Non-standardized proof. These are really sought after. These are hard to get your hands on, so it's a very cool thing to get a chance to win. If you haven't entered, please consider throwing in that $5, PayPal or Venmo. It's worth it. It is worth it. It is worth it. But right now, I'm going to drink some more of the 1792 Full Proof, number 5 pick from Rural Inn. Man, that is good. That is some tasty stuff. I'm just letting people know who should be in this chat, should be in this stream, but aren't, that we got raffles going on. Because people need to know. It's not hard to enter. And it's definitely worth your time. Like I said, these are below cost still, and they probably will be for a while. They probably will be when I raffle them, if I'm being honest. Unless somebody really starts throwing some money around. Appreciate you, Nick, very much for the entries. All right, enough typing on the live stream. I hate doing that, but you know, sometimes I just got to be a little less communicative than I want to. We are right at 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Hours. I have not been doing this for 2 minutes. I've been doing this for 2 hours. Brian says you need the subs. I do need the subs. I need everybody to sub. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Click the bell for notifications. Get your friends to do it. Get your family to do it. Get your great aunt to do it. I'm so close. I'm so close to 1,000. I want to get to 1,000 so bad. It would make my day. I'm so close. So help me get there, guys. Appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all drinking with me. I appreciate you guys who are part of the Patreon, who have entered the raffle to get these cool bottles. Makes a big difference. Helps me out a lot. Nick says, where are Trevor and Nate? Need the gang to show up. Good question. I think that Nate's on vacation, so I can't fault him too much. He's probably with his son, whose birthday it is this weekend, I think. Or maybe he's just bullshit and just wanted to take the night off, wanted to get away from my ass. Trevor, I don't know what Trevor's doing. He had something going on with his kid, too. These people with their children. How dare they? You should be drinking with your friends like an adult. Don't talk to your wife and kids. Just sit here and drink with me. That means you're doing it right. I can't really fault them, but it doesn't mean I'm not going to give them shit. Oh, I will give them shit, but I can't be too mad at them. Every time I sip that, I make some kind of noise. That's probably a good sign, huh? I keep sipping it. Keep making noise. Oh, that's tasty stuff. That is tasty stuff. My phone just flashed. Well, it looks like I got an entry from my buddy Joe. I didn't see him in the chat or in the concurrent viewers, but appreciate it, Joe. Thank you so much for the donation. He sent 10 over. That's 2 entries. But yeah, so getting closer, man. That gets you up to 90. We're only 60 away from the 150 where I put all 3 bottles in the raffle. I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing this. I didn't really set a time limit. I probably should have. I probably should have set a time limit, but I didn't. It's just going to be until I just can't do it anymore. One Mo Cast. Just found your channel. Always down for a live stream. Cheers. Cheers, One Mo Cast. Thanks for joining, my man. Glad you found the channel. Please subscribe. We're getting so close to 1,000 subs. Doing a little raffle here for a 14-year, 7-month-old Knob Creek store pick. Floor 4. Brick 36. Warehouse I, and the 20-06 batch of the Belle Mead Cast Strength. Both of them are raffled off in the same raffle, so there's 2. Basically, you get 2 chances to win for $5. Hope you consider joining, man. If you don't want to put money in, that's fine, but please consider subscribing. Perfect. Cheers, brother. I mean, I think that the Foolproof 1792 store picks are really underrated. People are just now starting to understand how good these store picks can be. The 1792 is hit or miss for me in a lot of the other products. I didn't care for the store pick bottled and bond that I had. I've had other single barrel 1792 products that were just kind of okay. But just like I was talking about before, that I felt like Old Forester products tend to hit my palate better at lower proofs, I think the 1792 products hit my palate better at higher proofs. And so their foolproof product is nice, and the foolproof store picks can be really good. So, you know, that's definitely something worth going into. One Mo Cast is always down for a raffle. Cheers, my man. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Nick Hopkins, I have a 1792 foolproof store pick I haven't opened yet. You've convinced me to grab it and try it tonight. Hell yeah, Nick. Nick, let me know what store it comes from. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it, too, in the chat as you try it, because I really think, like, the 1792 foolproof picks, like I said, this one has lost some luster, and it's still quite good. It really is just about, like, you know, you got to find your profile. You got to find what you like. But it's also about, you know, understanding the brand and where the brand shines. And sometimes that takes a while for distilleries to do. Well, Trevor just kicked in. He is working with his little one, so he had to listen to his little one venting. That sucks, but I respect it. I can definitely appreciate that. But he just put in 10 into the Venmo. So now we're 50 away from the triple threat, the 3 bottles, all at the same time. So you make all your entries worth 3 opportunities to win. Appreciate that to Trevor. Getting closer. But yeah, the 1792 full proofs, they just hit right. Another one, you know, one of the most underrated whiskeys in my mind also is the Very Old Barton White Label, the Bottled and Bond Very Old Barton. It's priced right along with things like the Evan Williams White Label Bottled and Bond, with some of those other bottom shelfers, JTS Brown, JW Dent, things like that. There's a Knob Creek lover in Bourbon Bites was tempted to mention your raffle. You totally should, Brian. You definitely should go mention my raffle to them. And Brian, if you still want to enter, brother, let me know. Hit me up. Shoot me a message. We can make it work. We'll find something. We'll find a way. Nick's pick is from Bottles and Stuff in Livonia, Michigan. I have never been there. Let me know how that is, Nick. That sounds really interesting. But, yeah, you know, a lot of people kind of turn their nose up at the bottom shelf stuff. I get it. But I like bottom shelf whiskey from time to time, especially if I want to put whiskey on a rock. If it's a hot day in August, like it's been lately, and I want to drink whiskey, but it's 90 degrees outside, I'll put some cheap whiskey on a rock and have a party, and the Bottled and Bond stuff stands up to those rocks way better than anything else in those price points. So you get something like a JTS Brown or a JW Dent or an Early Times, or pick your cheap ass whiskey. You put it on a rock and it works out pretty well. But one of the best, and I did this in a blind study. I have a video out there somewhere. I think it's a live stream where I tasted like 7 or 8, you know, bottom shelf bourbons blind. I think my favorites were JTS Brown, Evan Williams White Label, and the Very Old Barton Bottled and Bond White Label. I think those are my top 3. The other ones were hit or miss from there, but it's a solid pour. It's I think I got mine for like $15 or $12, something cheap for a 750. And it's a solid pour. It holds up. It really does. Just got $25 from Kyle. Cheers, Kyle. We are inching closer to having all 3 bottles in the tasting. Raffle. It's not a tasting. It's a raffle. Those are different. But nonetheless, we're doing good, guys. We're doing good. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, these are serious bottles, like, for real. These are not things you're going to find on the shelf. You're just not. I knew it was you. I knew it was you, One Mo. I got you, brother. I got you. I can't stop making... Every fucking time I drink that, I keep making noises. Oh, man. I was just looking at something. Debating about drinking some different shit. Or some new shit. I'll light a candle. Add myself some ambiance. This is for me. This isn't for you. That's just for me. I like candles. They make me happy. My partner Yolanda, she always teases me about being the woman in our relationship. And I have to admit, in many ways, she's not wrong. I'm pretty temperamental. I like, long baths and candles and shit like that. I'm not afraid of my feminine side. I'm very secure in my masculinity. I'm a weirdo, and I'm proud of it. Nick says, no Toledo here, but brought it from a friend locally who hunts up in Michigan a lot. Nice being right on the border and having Michigan close with Ohio regulated. Oh, totally. A couple of my friends are right on the border of Ohio and Indiana, or Ohio and Michigan, and the kind of shit it takes to get good whiskey in Ohio is tough. I mean, Mash and Drum, for example, is in a position where he can get good shit, but that only really came from a lot of work developing relationships with owners and building clout in the YouTube community to be able to get those bottles. And a lot of times, even then, he's not getting the bottles through the regulated channels. He's talking with people in Kentucky and other states, people mailing him stuff, getting sample bottles from companies. It is a lot of work to get that kind of access. So it's nice to be able to go to a non-regulated state where you can get cool things like store picks. Because I'm sure the Ohio... I mean, I've had some good picks from what is it called? Like the OLHQ or the OHLQ, whatever it is. The Ohio Liquor Control Board does their own store picks. Store picks. Some of them are really solid, but I like having, in my area, I think there are 5 or 6 local liquor stores that regularly do picks, and I can go into those stores, buy those bottles, and try them all side by side, and I start to learn the palates of the people picking those bottles and those barrels, and it's really cool to be able to say, oh, this kind of bottle would be good from, or this kind of whiskey would be good from this store because I know who's picking it. That's fun, and you can't do that with Ohio at all. Which is sad for them. Sad for you Ohioans. Cheers. Got another Venmo here. Oh, I think that's... That's just my phone playing catch up. It can't keep track. It can't keep track of everybody. Yeah, we're up to 120. OHLQ. Thank you, Nick. OHLQ. I assume that's Ohio Liquor Quality? Control? I don't think it's control. Ohio Liquor. What could it be? Ashton asks, where are you located? I am in Indianapolis. I'm a born and bred Hoosier, been in Indiana my whole life. Traveled around a little bit, but always lived in Indiana. Grew up in the South Side, went to school, IU. Now I'm living in the city, Indianapolis. Naptown, baby. Big Colts fan. Other sports, hit or miss. But I grew up with the Colts, and so I always am a fan of them. But, yeah, the Ohio Liquor whatever. I should look that up. I bet I could find it in about 10 seconds if I actually gave a shit enough to look it up. Or maybe it'll be just oblique. Maybe it won't be clear at all. It's Ohio liquor. About. Yeah. Ohio liquor. This is their website. OHLQ is supposed to be Ohio liquor? Are you fucking joking me? No, that is a terrible acronym. Just be OL. Why would you be OHLQ? Brian, the northern boy in Indy. Short skip from Toledo to Michigan. Yeah. Nick, yeah, you're right, Nick. That's just such a dumb acronym. I hate that. I hate that acronym. Okay. Well, surprising even myself, we have killed the foolproof. It dead. It gone. If you're here and you want to get in on the raffle, do it now. Do it now. Now is your time. Now is the chance. Got the Belle Mead Cast Strength Reserve. We got the Knob Creek Crown Liquors Jet Seats. 14-year, 7-month-old. Knob Creek pick from a local liquor store. Those 15 years are not on the shelves anymore. Batch 20-06 Belle Mead Cast Strength. This is at 55.6%. Bottle $6.99. These aren't on the shelf anymore. 2 bottles you can't get your hands on. $5 gets you a chance to win both of them. 2 separate drawings. Give it a shot. Brian Toner. I am down south in Indiana. We got several people that are in Indy in the chat. So we're going to go ahead. We're going for an old bottle here. Let me see if I can't get this thing to focus. There's so many other things to focus on. There you go. No secret. 2015-06. 64.05%. 6 years, 8 months, 7 days. Older bottling of Booker's. Now, I mentioned this last night. I took this to a tasting event, and they killed half of the bottle at least. And people just loved it. They thanked me again and again for bringing it. Honestly, I didn't care for it that much. I opened it once, tried it, thought it was just okay, let it breathe, had it again, was like, okay, this is getting better, but still not like my best favorite pour. But I thought, well, let's bring it to a tasting, see what other people think of it. They went apeshit over it, and then I'm like trying to understand why they think it's good and why I think it's just okay. Never really got the hang of it. But let's go ahead and pour. I don't think I'm going to kill this. That's kind of a lot. Let me see what a standard pour does to it. Yeah. I mean, we'll see how I feel. But I'm going to start with a standard pour. Because I do have to be lucid tomorrow. Lucid enough to make important life decisions about the $20,000 of repairs being done to my new house that I can't really afford. Which is why I'm raffling off liquor bottles. About to be very house poor, guys. Okay, cheers. Let's take a nose on this. Oh. Paint Doctor, what's up, brother? Cheers, man. If you're not in it, man, gotta get in this raffle. $5 get you a chance to get both. I think you might be, but if you're not in it already, get in it, my man. Appreciate you, Paint Doctor. I mean, this is... I will say the more that this has breathed? Breathed? Must be breathed. The more that this whiskey has breathed... That just sounds so wrong. The more that I have let this whiskey breathe. That's right. The more that I've let this whiskey breathe, it's become a lot more sharp and citrusy. You really don't get any of that like classic peanutty note that a lot of the modern Bookers have. I mean, if you get anything, it's like a slight peanut shell. But mostly this is very honey forward, very citrus forward. You get brown sugar. You get caramel maybe. Oh. Peanuttiness shows up on the mid palate on the taste though. you start to get that nuttiness. I mean, early doors, it's sweet and baking spice, which is, a note I've given a lot tonight, but this one is a narrower sweetness, a more sweetness, so it's not subtle at all, but it's very narrow in its scope. It's like the difference between a molasses, which is less sweet but broader in flavor, versus a high fructose corn syrup, which is very narrow but very, very sweet. This is closer to that second one. You get a little bit of that alcohol burn right away. Citrus shows up. Nuttiness shows up. The peanut shows up. The cinnamon. Ooh, black pepper and oak on the finish. I mean, this is a very complex pour. I think this has gotten better with time. I really do. This is a pour that I'm glad I've kind of saved and let open up. Over time. Initially, I was pretty set on just like letting it kind of go, and just getting rid of it fast because it wasn't my cup of tea. Man, my phone is fucking up ever since. So I've always had Sprint for years and years, and it's been great. And ever since T-Mobile bought it and they gave me a new SIM card, it's been acting terrible. I have not had good reception. Very frustrating. Just goes to show you, man, when you create an oligopoly, when you go from 4 companies that offer service to 3, it doesn't help the consumers. It really doesn't. None of my fucking texts are sending. It's annoying as shit. I'm just going to restart the damn phone. That shouldn't happen. Reach out to me, T-Mobile. Get your shit together. If you want to enter the raffle, we got a 14-year, 7-month-old Knob Creek store pick from Crown Liquors here in Indianapolis. Warehouse I, Tier 4, Rick 35. This is a 55.6% alcohol Belle Mead cast strength. It is batch 20.06. It is bottle $6.99. Ah, I'm spilling whiskey on myself. Oh no. That's what I get for bad-mouthing my phone and getting all aggressive. Luckily, I didn't spill too much. We're still good. Yeah, but, I mean, that has opened up beautifully. The complexity is still there, which is important to me. But it's not overpowering. It's still pretty decent. Man, my phone is fucking up. When I do this raffle, if I don't say your name and you entered, let me know. I will have a long pause to make sure that I know if people aren't, that should be in the raffle but aren't. Because, man, my phone's fucking up for no reason. So, go fucking figure, man. Go fucking figure. All right. I mean, this is a tasty pour. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. It's 11 p.m. here. It's getting late. It's getting late. I don't have a lot left in me, boys. We'll see how it goes. I want people to have a chance to win all 3 bottles. I hope somebody comes in and just lays their dick on the table and is like, $50. There you go. Make it happen. I mean, you have a damn good chance of winning one of these bottles if somebody does that. There's 3 bottles, so you have 3 opportunities to win, and you would be around $150 entered. So there's an argument. There's like a 1 in 3 chance. You have 3 chances. See what I'm saying? Get my point? Wink, wink. Nick says, how much to get the third bottle in the raffle? We were going for 150. Trying to get to 150, and right now we are sitting at, let me check. We're sitting at 120. So, Paint Doctor's trying to enter. Paint Doctor's trying to enter. PayPal doesn't recognize the name. Well, that's not good. Here, I'll do something for you. Let me see. Let me see if I can do this. I'm not going to do that. I don't want those fees. PayPal is difficult with the fees. By the way, if you do go through PayPal, it is friends and family. It's not goods and services. They'll have an extra fee that makes it so the entry is not enough money. Just so you know, PayPal can do that and be difficult. That's PayPal. That's me on PayPal. So if you're having trouble, that's who you're looking for. Look at that sexy man. Look at that sexy guy. But yeah, we are, we're close. We're close. Excuse me. Still haven't heard back from Brian on Insta. Well, you know what? I haven't actually been checking Instagram. I think I'm supposed to get notifications from Insta, but if I don't, Brian might be like, what the fuck, Kyle? Why haven't you answered? Why aren't you answering my calls? Nah, he hasn't requested it. That's okay. That's alright. Oh man, it's good times. This is fun. I like drinking for the internet. I like chatting with you guys. I like shooting the shit. Of the pours I've had tonight, though, so I'll run through them for people who haven't been watching the whole time. I had the Remus Repeal Reserve Batch 4, which is 12-year-old MGP. I had the Woodford Reserve Double Oak. This is the 2019 bottling. I have had this mystery bottle, which was in fact an Old Forester single barrel at barrel strength. It was the 2020 Big Red Liquors pick named Honey Hole, which was one of the first picks to hit the market around me, and it got better over time. I had the Larceny A120 barrel proof, the first barrel proof Larceny product. I had a splash of the Angel's Envy finished rye, but it was so unpleasant in this lineup that I put it back in the bottle. I have killed off the 1792 full proof, and that was the Rural Inn number 5 store pick of the full proof, which was fantastic. And then finally, right now, I am drinking the Nose Secret 2015-06. 64.05% alcohol, 6 years, 8 months, 7 days. Of all of these pours, I honestly think my favorite is either that Repeal Remus Reserve or the double oaked. I think I got to give it to the double oaked. As much as I've liked some of these higher proof pours, and as much as I kept saying how much I like this full proof 1792, and it's very good, that double oaked just blows me out of the water. It's just something from a different world. It's just super special. I can't get enough of it. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm so damn sad that it's gone. it just hits so many notes well for me. It really does. And it's a damn shame to see it gone. But that's part of it, you know? I mean, shit's gonna go away. What are you gonna do? Oh, man. That is good, though. I do feel like this Booker's has gotten better with time. It really opens up beautifully. It's more complex than it was before. It's sweeter than it was before, which is negative for some people, but positive for me. One Mo Cass says, I heard that Remus is very good. I totally think that is correct. Especially the Series 4. I can't speak to the earlier Repeal Reserves, but the Repeal Reserve Batch 4 is phenomenal. I've heard that Batch 5 is also very good. I can't wait to try one of them. Bourbon Baller, if he's still in the chat somewhere, said he got some into his store in Washington, so I expect some are going to be in my store here in Indiana soon, if they aren't already there. Paint Doctor said, just sent, you got to accept it. All right, I'll try to accept it. I don't see it yet, but when I see it, I will accept it. That's interesting, though, that I have to accept it. That's not something I had to do previously. John Trombetta hit me with a $20 PayPal, and he didn't require an acceptance. So that makes me a little nervous for you, Paint Doctor, because I am not seeing it yet. We'll give it some time, but I don't see it yet. So we'll see what happens. But that Remus is very good. I'm kind of always of the opinion, though, that if I have the chance to buy an older batch of Bookers, like 2016, 2015, even 2017 at this point, honestly, I'll buy it without a second thought. Later years than that, I have to think about it a little bit more, because some of those were really good and some of those were just meh. But and I think that's true with some of those older bottlings, but I just haven't had a chance to try them. I did buy a Blue Knights batch, which I think was 2017. Didn't find it that great. It was just okay. Probably would not buy another Blue Knights batch, but it's cool to try those older batches of Booker, so I don't regret buying the one that I did buy. They're floating around out there. It helps to have friends who really like those bottles, or who bought a bunch of bottles and they end up going like, oh shit, I gotta move some of this product. Paint Doctor, I still haven't received that. I just want to make sure you send it to the right dude. Just make sure you send it to The Drink Pro. I've never heard of having to accept money on PayPal, and I haven't gotten any notifications about it. And I've been refreshing pretty aggressively. So if you send it to the wrong guy, pull it back if you can. Stop that transaction if you can, if you send it to the wrong guy. Just confirm that's the name. The Drink Pro. And anybody who's wondering what the hell we're talking about, $5 gets you an entry to a raffle with 2 different bottles in it. You can win this Belle Mead 20-06 cast strength, 55.6%. $6.99 is the bottle number. These are not available. They don't make these anymore. Same thing with this one. This is 14-year, 7-month-old Knob Creek local store pick, Warehouse I, floor 4, Rick 35. Again, both of these bottles don't exist in the wild anymore. You cannot go to a store and pick these off the shelf anywhere. Won't happen. So, if you want these bottles, there's only one place to get them, right here. And right now, you're going to get them for less than MSRP after shipping. So this is a hell of a raffle, in my humble opinion. My plan right now is I'm going to go to 2:45. 2 hours and 45 minutes. When I see 2 hours and 45 minutes pop up on the live, I'm going to get the raffle going. If I don't have the money in hand from people, then it's just not gonna. They're just not gonna have their spot. Paint Doctor, I really hope is able to pull back that money because I don't have it. I don't have it, brother. I don't know what's going on, but I don't want you to lose money by giving it to some random. So pull it back, and we'll try again. We'll do something else. I can send you a Zelle request if you send me your phone number in Instagram or Facebook or text or whatever. But don't give money to some stranger. Don't be doing that. Give your money to internet strangers like me. No. Man, that's good stuff. That's just good stuff. I just like that whiskey an awful lot. The downside of doing something like this where you drink a bunch of bottle kills is that it's really hard because you want to go back and like compare all these different bottles and see which one is your favorite and which one you like more. Because, you know, I'm several pours deep, but this Booker's is just hitting so nicely. And I would love to know how I felt about this compared to that Remus Repeal Batch 4, which was the first pour of the stream. I mean, I feel like I have a good idea how I would compare this to the Larceny A120 or to the Old Forester single barrel strength store pick, or even to the 1792 full proof. But those early pours that weren't cast strength, I would love to have a side by side and be like, does the cast strength really make this better? A better whiskey than, you know, what you're getting from these other pours? Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. It's very situationally dependent. I mean, I think this is a delicious pour, so, you know, it's hard to say otherwise. But, I don't know. Well, Paint Doctor, I hope you pulled that back, brother. I hope you pulled that back. Because it's not showing up. I don't want you getting fucked. Oops. How much of this do I have left? You know, it'd be so cool to be able to kill 6 pours. Yeah, 6 pours in this live. But shit, man. I've had a lot of whiskey, and that looks like a lot of Bookers. Let's pour that in a glass and just see what it looks like. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Alright, here's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna kill the bottle in sort of quotes. You can see I got just a tiny bit left. If you're in my Patreon, patreon.com/thedrinkpro, you will see me drink this and a cup of very expensive coffee first thing in the morning tomorrow. I will film the video. I will post it shortly thereafter. So if that's not incentive to join my Patreon, I don't know what is. But for tonight, I'm gonna kill this bottle. That's 6 down. And like I said, the glass. No, I'm not gonna do it, Nick. If I do that, I'm gonna really regret it tomorrow. But first thing tomorrow morning, that's how I'm gonna start my day. I'll probably sip some more of this. I'll probably only have 2 ounces in there for tomorrow morning's video. But yeah, you know, it's one of those things. You just can't. A lot of people get on these streams and they push themselves to the point of going too far, in my opinion. They push themselves to the point of getting sick. I'm not going to do that. That's never going to be this channel. I might get a little tipsy. I might get a little goofy, but I'm not going to push myself to the point of being sick. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I don't want to be that example, you know. I do kind of take this role as a responsibility. My brand is the Drink Pro, and by that, part of what I mean is knowing how to drink like a professional. Drinking like a professional means knowing how to not get shithouse wasted when you don't want to get or don't need to get shithouse wasted. Sometimes people want to get wasted. If you want to get wasted, good for you. That's fine. Go do it. But that's not professional drinking. Professional drinking is being able to drink a lot of different things, not get wasted, and do it again the next day. That's drinking like a professional. I don't typically use a spit cup or a dump cup or a dump bucket on my live streams because, there's something fun about getting a little loose for the lives. But rest assured, if I'm doing a tasting or I'm going to taste 30 pours, I'm not drinking 30 pours of whiskey. I'm taking a couple sips and I'm pouring them out. And I'm telling you, every professional in the industry is doing the same shit. Because if you don't do that, you're going to become an alcoholic like this. That shit is a strong psychoactive chemical. It's a tasty one. I really enjoy it. But let's not kid ourselves. It is a strong psychoactive chemical. So you have to drink responsibly. And I hate talking about that shit in videos and on lives. But if there was ever a place to talk about it, it's on live streams, because there are so many people out there making live streams. And I've talked with Trevor about this many times. He is really plugged in to Whiskey Tube, much more so than I am. And he's told me repeatedly how he's happy that I don't do that. That's not part of my content, because for so many people, their brand is essentially, I'm going to get shithouse wasted on a live stream every week. I don't want to be that. I want to be the opposite of that. So lost several viewers because of that little rant, but that's okay. I'm not here to placate the people who want to just get shithouse wasted. I'm not here for that. I hope Paint Doctor was able to walk back that money he sent. I really hope he was. Because I never got it. And that would just be awful if he sent that money to somebody who... somebody other than me. Somebody who won't give it back to him. I mean, if that shit shows up after the raffle and I don't include his name, and I get it, I'm going to send it back. Because I'm not going to do that to him. I wouldn't do that to anybody. But some people aren't like that, Some people will just take the money and run. I think it's shitty, but there's some shitty people out there, This is a ridiculously full glass. And man, that's high proof shit. That's high proof. Woo. You got 2.5 minutes. Now is the time. We've got 100. Paint Doctor says he's working on getting it canceled. What's your email address again? I'm going to type it into the chat for you, Paint Doctor. Yeah, my email's in the chat, thedrinkpro@gmail.com. Hopefully that will work. I'm looking at the clock. I got 2:43 right now. So 2 minutes to get your PayPal, your Venmo in. $5 an entry. If we get above 150, I'll bring in a third bottle. That Smoke Wagon. As it stands, we're raffling off 2 bottles. The Belle Mead 20-06. That's the batch number, 55.6% alcohol. This is bottle $6.99. Again, can't find this anymore. They've standardized the proofs on these. The cast strength Belle Mead is no longer cast strength, essentially, and it's no longer batched. So this is a dying breed. This is a store pick, so you're not going to be able to find it anymore. It's from, I think, 2019. Yeah. Barreled in 12/7/2004. Selected 7/11 2019. Warehouse I, Floor 4, Rick 35, 60% alcohol. These are not on the shelf anymore. The 15-year Knob Creeks have been and gone a long time ago. So 2 cool bottles, 2 bottles you cannot find on the shelves. If I get to $150 into the Venmo and the PayPal or the Zelle. Any way you can pay me. Then we're going to get the smoke wagon in. Nick says, let's get that smoke wagon. I might cover the difference. I'm all in tonight, apparently. Nick is going for it, and I love it. I just got Ryan in. Ryan is in for 10. Very nice, very nice. All right. So we're up to 130. So we're 20 away. Appreciate it, Ryan. Appreciate you, my brother. We're up to 130. We got 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Nick, what are you doing, brother? Nick wanted to get this to go all the way. He wants that smoke wagon in there. I might give Nick a chance. I got 2:45 on the clock. It is for a good cause. You are totally right, Nick. It is for the cause of me being able to pay for my HVAC system. So it is a very good cause, in my opinion. It helps me keep shit going. Paint Doctor sent it again. I'm gonna if he gets it in, I'm gonna get him in under the clock because he's been trying. He's been struggling like a motherfucker. And I would hate it for him to not be able to get this. I got Nick. Nick is in. Nick is all in. He's definitely all in. I think I got you. I think I got Chris. Chris, I got you in for 20. Oh, but there's a fee. That's okay. In the future, so Chris, I got $20 from Chris. In the future, make sure, Chris, that you send the money friends and family and not via the goods and services. That will help avoid the fee that you ended up paying. So instead of getting the $20, I only got $18.93 because of that fee. So I'm gonna accept it as 4 entries for tonight, but in the future, remember that. Brian just threw in $5 more. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, my man. Let's see. Trevor's in the chat. What's up, Trevor? Trevor already has 2 entries, but I don't know if Trevor wants more than 2 entries. He might. Trevor, we got 3 bottles. Oh, what is happening? Trevor, we got 3 bottles in a raffle. All 3 of these, $5 an entry, and that 1 entry gets you access to all 3 raffles. One Mo asked how close we were. We're right there, brother, but we just got to 150. But if I were you, I would throw in another entry. I'm because of all the confusion and trouble we had, I'm going to extend the deadline. What the hell? I'll extend it to 3 hours. If you can get it in under the 3-hour mark right now, I'm seeing 2:47:45. If you get in under 3 hours, then we're going to count it, and we're going to raffle right at 3-hour mark, because I got to go to bed. But, we're right at the number to get all 3 bottles in. I think you guys should enter again. $5 an entry. You get a chance at one of these 3 bottles. That's a hell of an opportunity. It's gonna be good, dude. It's gonna be good. All right, I'm gonna get a sheet of paper. Trevor's gonna go in for more. I knew you would, Trev. These are sick bottles. You ain't joking, Trevor. These are fucking hitter bottles. This is not a joke. Somebody just sent me 15 for the HVAC. Much appreciated, Kyle. I appreciate you, sir. This is definitely gonna help me out. Hey, seriously, guys. It means the absolute world to me. It really does. Like, I'm trying to find a way to pay for this HVAC. It's a $13,000 expense, and I got $8,000 of mold remediation to do. Like, I had to take out a personal loan to get this shit done. So, like, finding a way to pay back that loan, even if it's through whiskey bottles, is I'm doing everything I can. If you're in my Patreon, there's going to be more bottles posted in the Patreon exclusive bottles that you have a chance to buy to help me pay off this fucking debt. I'm doing everything I can, man. We are hustling. We are out here hustling. So I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Bottom of my heart. Thank you. I'm going to get a piece of paper so that when that clock hits 3 hours, I am on it, ready to go. Because I want to get this done. I want to get you guys some bottles. One Mocast loves himself some Smoke Wagon, as he should. Oh yeah, I got paper right here. Okay. Oh! That was not a bottle. And nothing broke, so that's good. I have a bad habit of breaking bottles. Somebody just sent me a Venmo. What's that one? Oh, we got that. Kyle's on it. All right. Let's get this list together. Get it together. Okay. So, I want to do this. Big shout out to Nick. Nick Hopkins has been going for it, and I love it, and I appreciate the fuck out of it. Shout out to you, Nick, being a champion tonight. He's out here trying to help me. He's hustling too. So I give a round of applause to Nick, because that makes a big difference. I don't even know how many entries Nick has, but he's got a bunch of them. Nick is going for it. I kind of am rooting for him to win a bottle because he was going for it. Oh man. Okay. So let me get these names down. We got Nick H. I'm just gonna do dashes for entries. We got Brian Z. We got Sam S. We got Ashton S. Nick with some more. Jesus. We got Trev. He came in with 2. We got Kyle. Kyle came in with 5 entries. We got Ryan. Nick. We got Nick coming in with 4 more. Nick is going for it. I love it, Nick. I love it, brother. Brian came in with 1 more. Appreciate you. Nick has 12 entries. Nick, if you don't get a bottle, shoot me a message with your address. Okay? Like, for real. Appreciate you. Oh, man. Trevor is going in. Y'all, Trevor just went in. Oh, man. Kyle just went in, too. I appreciate y'all. This is so nice. This is seriously going to help me out so much, guys. It's seriously going to help me out so much. Wow. Thank you. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. This is going to make a difference. It really will. And my phone froze. My phone can't handle the love. There's too much love in this room for my phone. And it just decided to shit the bed. Because it's like, no, you can't get that much love. It's not going to work. It's not acceptable. All right. Kyle came in with 3 more. Trev came in. Big money. Trev came in with 10 more. He's tied with Nick. We all been there. Help people when you can. I appreciate that, One Mocast, and I totally agree. Everybody's had their struggles, and when you can help, and you're willing to help, and you do it, that's for for my Jewish friends, that's a mitzvah. That's a mitzvah. That's a good thing to do to somebody. That is helpful. We appreciate it. Nick Hopkins says, yeah, we got to do that soon, Trev. Been sitting down all day. My unopened ones, I keep forgetting they're there. Yeah, Trev and Nick, I bet are going to meet up and have a good old time. When Trevor comes to the party, you know you're going to be drinking some good shit. I'm just saying. Trev says, I'm planning on meeting up with Nick so I can deliver him a bottle, so don't ship him one. Nick, Trevor's trying to steal your bottles, brother. Oh, shit. Oh, man. All right, what else we got out here? All right, Chris. We got Chris. And I'm not using your handles. I'm just using your the information I'm getting from my payment services. Chris sent me 4. Chris has got 4. And I'll go through this all again right before it closes. I appreciate you, Paint Doctor. Thank you so much, sir. Chris has got 4 entries. And now he's learned a lesson about payment on PayPal. Gotta give you a little shit about that. I gotta give you a little bit of shit about that. Okay. And then, right. Alrighty. Where is it? Alright. And then we got John T. Johnny T. He's got 4 entries as well. Alright. Oh, I almost forgot about Joe. Joe, he's got 2 entries as well. Alright. So here's the plan. Trev says Venmo is the way to pay. It is easier to use than most of them. I've thought about getting Cash App because Cash App is, although the least common use, it's the easiest to use. It has the least restrictions. It's the most user-friendly of the payment apps, but just people don't tend to use it. But nonetheless, I should probably still get it. We are about 3 minutes away from the time, so I'm gonna keep my eye on the Venmo just in case somebody is feeling generous or feeling frisky and they want to gamble a little bit. We'll keep the eye on the Venmo and on the PayPal. I'm gonna read through all of the people's how many entries you have right at 3 hours, which is in 3 minutes. So figure out how many entries you think you're supposed to have. Figure that out right now. I'm going to read names, first name, last initial, and the number of entries I've got. And if you don't think that's right, put it in the chat. I'll give you guys about a minute in the chat after this thing hits 3 o'clock, 3 hours, to let me know if I got something wrong, if I'm missing something, and we'll sort that out. And then we'll go to the final drawing. I see we got a lot of people in the stream right now, more than maybe have entered. So if you haven't entered yet, now is your chance. $5 an entry. We've got 3 different bottles. We've got the Smoke Wagon small batch. We've got the Crown Liquors 14.5-year pick, 14-year 7-month pick of Knob Creek. That's Floor 4, Rick 35, Warehouse I. We've got the Belle Mead Cast Strength batch 20.06 bottle. I think $6.99. This is at 55.6%. 2 of these 3 you can never find on the shelf. This one is hard to find around me. This is not in Indiana. This is not around me. So these are not easy bottles to find for most people. So I would strongly consider putting down that $5. Patreon will get more bottles. So if you don't want to get in on this, consider $3 a month level to Patreon. That's enough to get you access to some cool bottles, although the higher levels get access first. Nonetheless, there are cool opportunities there as well. Patreon.com/thedrinkpro. That's my sales pitch. Venmo at The Drink Pro. PayPal at thedrinkpro, or kyle.fletcher.jd@gmail.com, or thedrinkpro@gmail.com. Both of those email addresses are attached to different PayPal addresses. Both will work. Both will show up on my phone. Both will get you access to this drawing. You're going to get the whiskey shipped to your door. That's included in the raffle price. $5 an entry, and you've got about a minute left to do it. So now's the time. Let's drink a little bit more bourbon. Or a lot more bourbon. Or a lot more bourbon. Woo! Woo! Even like an ounce. You put an ounce of that to the head, and that's powerful. Wow. I caught all of the raffle bottles. I'm covered in whiskey. I don't think any glass shattered. I'm okay. Can you get me a dish towel soaking in water so I can wipe up this whiskey that spilled?
Yeah, are you still streaming?
I'm still streaming. Ryan, nothing broke, actually, amazingly. Oh my god. Yeah, wow. I actually am pretty happy that even my Glencairn didn't break. Can you bring me a wet one? That's fine. I know. Wow. Okay. Oh, jeez. Let's not knock over this whole fucking thing. It's the last thing I need tonight. Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna wipe, God. We're gonna wipe down the floor. God. Man, here, I'll bring you guys down to my level so you can see the nonsense. It's not gonna work. The cord isn't long enough. You can't see the nonsense. That's exclusive. You can see me wiping down the floor and trying to get up all the bourbon that is coating everything down here. Thank God nothing broke. I kind of can't believe nothing broke, but I'm very happy about it. I mean, given the chaos that just fell on top of me, we only lost like 3 or 4 ounces of whiskey. That could have been so much worse. Holy shit, man. Well, obviously, obviously the Patreon live stream, the Patreon exclusive video will not include the remaining sample of that Booker's because it's now all over me and the floor. But it will still have the coffee and probably something else. Man, thank God that didn't break though, huh? Nothing would have been worse in my mind than like doing all this build up, creating this big fancy raffle, telling everybody my sob story about all the bullshit going on in my life and getting people willing to help me out and be generous, and then all of a sudden I break the bottles that go into the raffle. So I'm just happy the raffle bottles didn't break. Everything's going to be okay. I'm going to blow out this candle because at this rate I'm going to light the house on fire. My goodness. Okay. Alright, I think I got the whiskey color off of the carpet, which is really what I cared about. Whew, okay. Well, this has been one hell of a stream, one hell of a night. thank you guys for participating. Let's try to get this raffle done without any injuries or damage. Where did my phone go? I lost track of it in the chaos, and I need it to keep track of what's going on here. Well, this is just par for the course. I think I saw somebody say this was par for the course. Yeah, Nick said, yeah, Trevor, you missed the start. This is par for the course. I hate to admit it, but you're probably right. Yeah. Nick's probably right. This is pretty par for the course right now. Okay. Just one final check. Make sure there's no additional payments in the Venmo or either of the PayPals. Oh, I got an additional PayPal. That's why. Appreciate it, John. This is why I wanted to check. Where the fuck did my pen go? Everything's all over the place. Probably felt out of vent at this point. Okay. So John, I got 5 more entries from John. Okay. And let's see, the final I wanted to check is if I've got any more from that other PayPal. I don't see any more. Nope. Okay. Final tally. Here we go. Final tally. And like I was saying before all of the chaos ensued, I'm going to give you guys the number of entries I believe you have. And if you have that many entries, then you don't need to say anything. And I'll give you guys a minute to respond. If you don't have that many entries, if you think you have a different number of entries, please say something in the comment section and let me know. So here are my current totals. Ready? Here we go. Nick H has 12. Brian Z has 2. Sam S has 2. Ashton S has 1. Trevor K has 12. Kyle M has 8. Ryan P has 2. Chris D has 4. John T has 9. And Joe M has 2. That is the number. I'll give you a minute to respond in the chat. If that's not the right number, let me know. Yeah. Ugh, what a mess. Oh, God. I am very glad that nothing broke. We could have had such a shit show on our hands at this point. It really could have been just an absolute nightmare. And it wasn't, and I'm very thankful that it wasn't. It's messy. It's a little chaotic, but we'll live. I've wiped up the color. I don't think the carpet's going to be stained from this. Man, crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I'll just knock the fucking camera while I'm at it. Well, I smell like whiskey. That's for damn sure. Trevor says a lot of money earned tonight for amazing guy. Well, thank you, Trevor. I appreciate that. I'm very glad that I could sell these bottles in this raffle format to some good people who are out here trying to help me out. Yeah, like I said before, it means the world to me that you guys all participated. You all were very generous and helped me and my klutzy self make a little bit of money for my family. I hope the color of any of this whiskey is not permanently ingrained in the carpet. I don't think it will be, but You never know. That would just be one more fun expense. Is if my landlord came and gave me shit about this. So, you know what? Cheers to you guys. I thought I liked that. I thought I liked the Angel's Envy Rye. I do not. All right. No one has said anything in the chat. So in that case, I'm going to go ahead and assign numbers. I'm going to do it kind of haphazardly because I think it makes it actually more fair. All right. We're getting closer to math, which is always dangerous. And then 43, 254. Okay. Trevor said, I couldn't believe you were still on when I got done with my business. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either. All right, so here's the numbers. Oh, I got to move my hand. There we go. See your name. See your number. The Joe there, he sent me a text, so I don't have his address. But you saw your name, you saw your number. Here we go. I'm going to put up a random number generator. We're going to roll it 5 times for each bottle. And that's how we're going to give them away. So the minimum is 1. The highest number is 54. All right. The minimum is 1. The highest number is 54. Here we go. You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I should have said what this was for. This was for the first bottle. This is for the Knob Creek. Sorry about that. The Knob Creek, the number is 52. 52 is Nick. Nick H. We won the Knob Creek. All right. Next roll. Here we go. 5 again. This one's going to be for the Smoke Wagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 50 again. Nick, you're crushing it. Holy shit, Nick. You can't win all 3 of them, can you? That can't be real. That can't happen. This is for the Belle Mead. Here we go. You're watching me do this random. You're watching it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 32. 32 is... Where is 32? 32 is Joe. Congratulations to Joe. He will be winning this Belle Mead. Man, Nick, you came out like a bandit. Joe, congratulations. You only had 2 entries, my brother, but you got one. Hit me up with the address. I know we are connected on Instagram, so let me know what the address is. And that's a good night. Nick just had a good fucking night. Thank everybody who entered in this thing. Thank you so much for joining, for helping me out, for making this a little bit easier for me. It means the world to me. I really appreciate it. Nick, don't feel bad at all. Nick, you came in hard with those entries. I'm sure. Here's what, Nick, you're gonna run into Trevor, and the only person who entered as many times as you did was Trevor. So share the bottles with him. Give him a generous pour, and then you can soothe your guilty conscience. Trevor says it was rigged. If I was that talented, that would be wonderful, Trev. I am not that talented. I'm really happy that Nick won. I'm very happy that everybody entered, but Nick was throughout this stream pushing to get these bottles onto the chart, and that was very cool of him. I really appreciate that. So thank you guys all so much. Thank you, Paint Doctor. He says, thank you, Drink Pro. You're the best. Congrats to the winners. Thank you. Thank you for being a part of this, helping me survive, helping me continue to make this channel, continue to own a home, which is expensive and difficult, and right out of the gate is causing us a lot of problems. So I really appreciate it, guys. You all keep drinking like professionals. Try not to spill your whiskey and drop your bottles everywhere. Leave that stuff to me. You guys keep a hold on your bottles and put them somewhere safe so you don't make the same mistakes I did. Nick, stay in touch. We'll figure out what to do with these bottles. You all keep drinking. I can't mess up my signature line. You all keep drinking like professionals. Cheers.